Hello, everybody, and welcome back to SOS, episode 14, right? I think
15
15. I
or
don't know. I can't keep
15,
track
15.
anymore.
15.
We are at 15.
It just goes by so fast. Let me pop this quick. I hope everybody's doing well. Welcome back, everybody. If you can't tell, our dearest Dot Chelsea is in a whole new setup. Big congratulations to Dot. She's been working towards this for a while.
Yeah.
She announced it on Twitter and stuff too. So, but you moved your whole life.
I've moved like 25% because that's all that fits in here, and then the other 75% is either being distributed to charities or put into storage. So yeah, I'm slowly moving my life into a house on wheels, everybody. So I will be living my life in an RV.
Yeah, and in that, if there's any issues with the stream or whatever, just let us know in chat so we can keep an eye on that stuff. Because whole new setup, you never know what technical things could happen. And we have backups in case we need to like switch over and stuff.
Yep.
But
so I'll have good cameras and stuff hopefully in the next couple weeks. I haven't moved all that quite in yet, but until then, let us know if you're having any tech problems. But it looks good on our end, so just maybe give us a thumbs up or spam some grants in chat to let us know that you're liking it. Okay.
Your backdrop is great.
I know.
It's it's fantastic.
What, you don't think I have a brick wall in my RV?
Hey man, you never know. Nowadays with the tiny home movement.
I guess it's true. I guess that's actually really true. Thanks everybody. I appreciate the love and support.
Oh, never mind. Anyway, welcome back, Tracy. By the way, or should we say we solidified the universal rule that it's not girls' night, it's just duos that are disasters.
Yes, duos. Because mine and Ollie's was a disaster.
That's what I was like waiting. I was like, Ava's gonna come back. I want the report. I want a report like we gave Ollie a report. Okay, so you guys better give me.
Well, yeah, we'll have to give you the rundown. We'll have to give a. Well,
I did watch the episode. Unlike Bub and Dot, I like to know what's going on. I'm like, I need to watch. Like, I need to know what's going on. So I immediately watched the episode after it aired. So I'm.
You have a general. Oh, fantastic. So then, Tracy, what happened last week? Give us all a reminder. Give us a wrap up. Come on now.
Okay. So, well, actually, I will say, Dakota handled the Emmy news better than I thought. I thought that was going to be kind of bad, but
well, y'all still don't know what Dakota wants to do with Emmy. That's a whole other.
True.
That's a whole other
conversation. I want to do what most people want to do with her, which is take her head off.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes after she talks to Jackson.
That's the big thing. Whatever Jackson says in Dakota's mind about Emmy goes, because like Ventru, they ain't our business, y'all. The Blue Bloods are their own business, and like that's like being like, hey, excuse us, we're gonna get a Nosferatu business. No, you ain't. No, you're not. I don't want to get all in their Ventru business. Like if what Jackson says goes.
So what else happened? So you guys went to Snitch and had a convo with Snitch, which
Dakota was very curious what he knew, basically.
Yeah. And so actually that's what I was trying to figure out. So did Snitch? Well,
Yeah. This is fun.
I will just Snitch knew that she loved him, but what was implied was that she lied to him basically when he was immortal. He believed she was immortal and that she was just like this, that, and the other. So like that's where the hatred came from, was like after the realization that he was fucked either way. So
yeah. So that was an interesting conversation.
Oh yeah, you're trying to figure out and they were trying to figure out what side he was on.
Yes. And then you guys went back to the bar and he was like, oh, you're going to meet somebody. And sure enough, who shows up at your doorstep at the Lights Out pub? Fucking salubri.
First salubri of this campaign.
Yeah.
First salubri
of this game,
ever that we've seen in Chicago.
For sure.
Shows up at the Lights Out pub with another visitor. None other than Rose. The La Sombra, that bitch, and
there's a lot of personal hatred that Tracy harbors toward this character.
I do not like Rose for a lot of reasons, and you could probably figure out why very quickly. But so Rose shows up. She uses some disciplines in the Lights Out pub, which
second level discipline.
not great. Right in front of Ollie and
Not
Dakota.
a good start. Yeah, not a good start.
Yeah, not a good start. This bitch is dead. And so Grant becomes ill immediately. And she basically gives you guys 24 hours to
protect this woman, basically.
Oh, give her over. Hand her back over is what she wants. Give her back.
Yeah.
She was clearly chasing him, and the info they got is that they were transporting them somewhere up north, and a lupine pack hit him, or a lupine hit him, not necessarily a pack, and she escaped with her life. And Rose clearly did as well. Whether she was part of that, nobody really knows initially.
Yeah.
And that was basically like Snitch hinted that like he was going to do something and send them their way, because he seemed like he had given up hope to them. And so he's like, if you truly think you still have a shot, I'm going to send somebody else your way, and you can do what you need to do with them and see if you can do anything. It was very vague about it all.
Oh, you know what was wild to me in that last episode was Rudy showing up. Rudy was basically like,
he's like, oops, I'm already here.
He obviously is around always. But
yeah, I think we talked about in the after show that it's clear that he's either assigned or watching the bar, like on his own will.
Is it a little concerning that he said, "Oh, I'm also on her side"? By the way, okay, Rudy.
Yeah,
thanks.
I think it was concerning, but I feel like
it
might not necessarily be super news, because he is Lasombra, and you already knew Lasombra were, or you had a feeling that Lasombra being kind of like
the information that Dakota took from that is that we now know the Lasombra are probably more aware of Sybil than we thought.
There's probably more Lasombra in the city.
And there's more Lasombra than we think, because they're clearly working to feed her and get her less hungry.
Yeah. It's hard to know how many Lasombra are around when they fucking can operate in the shadows and literally can't be seen by cameras.
It's very concerning. There was an episode, a couple episodes where Ollie said this was like, what is it called? A Woodstock for Lasombra. I feel like that's what it is. Like, they're just showing up and they're just here. So that's kind of concerning. But yeah, so that happened. You guys came up with a plan to kind of create a decoy. Dakota chopped her dreads off. Very sad, but I think at least they grow back. So chopped your dread off, tried to make a decoy. You're going off with Grant. Ollie went in the labyrinth with the salubri. And Ollie ended on opening a door with that key that we have that you don't have currently, so you're kind of stuck, and then Dakota is kind of stuck because she's waiting for Ollie with Grant, and Rose is following. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm sitting here watching like, oh shit. So that's what happened last episode.
Perfect. What a great summary. And Ava's off having a date with Nero.
Yeah.
So she's having a great night. Nobody knows. She has no idea. Ignorance is bliss.
I hope he doesn't ask about Celia.
Oh yeah, he's definitely not going to ask about her.
Yeah.
All right then. Hey guys, before we go, I got to shill at you just before we start. If you guys are enjoying the show, just so you know, the Saito bar tips, the bits, the subs on this channel, all go directly to paying. Hey, all of us, our pretty faces, all of the guests that we have come on, any new art that you've seen, the new backgrounds, all that stuff is paid directly by the Twitch support here, since this is a conjoined effort between ourselves and Roll For It. If you guys are you just jumping in, or you learned about this a little late, or maybe you jump into the show a little late and you want to watch the VOD from the beginning, if you're a sub, you can watch it right then and there. But if you're not and you just want to wait for it, it does come out for free at some point over at youtube.com/roll4it, where all the seasons are. And so that's where this is going to be, and you can go support the show by watching it, and it lets Roll For It know that these people still love and want to devour this show. Diablerize it, perhaps.
Yeah. Let's not talk about it.
We also do after shows for this show, just like we have for the other ones. The only difference is the after shows are on our Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/podbynight, you can see a bunch of different tiers with a bunch of different rewards. And that supports all shows, including our Pod by Night shows, our podcasts, and all upcoming shows that we've been working on in the back end. You can watch, or rather you can listen to the after show for the audio only version at the $5 tier. You can get the video for the $10 tier, and there's, whole text-based RP and branches and all kinds of different rewards. So please head over to patreon.com/podbynight. I think we just crossed or we're about to cross. We're like near the
Oh,
$1,500
yeah,
mark,
we crossed the $1,500 mark, which is very exciting. So thank you everybody for making us more sustainable.
Yay, we love doing this show. So thank you guys so much. Other than that, the only other thing I like to push is our Discord. It's totally free to join. Everybody's there. Ava's there. And by Ava, I mean Tracy. Maggie's there. We are all there, obviously. And we have like almost 1,000 people that are in that Discord. Like I said, it's free. All the rooms for all the games to talk about spoilers and stuff is totally free. The only things that are locked are the Blood Room, which is for just Patreon patrons that are supporting us, and the text-based RP, which you can participate in if you're at the $25 tier. But even if you're not, while they're locked, you can go read and keep up as to what's going on in that RP, which is taking place in the background of our Pod by Night show. That's it. All right, cool. Thank you guys. No, but seriously, thank you guys. Without you, we wouldn't be doing this. And without further ado, I think we're all eager to kind of jump in and see what's going on, see where people are at, and see if Ollie's going to get thrown out by the labyrinth or if he's trapped for a while. I don't know.
No.
I can't tell you what's going to happen.
Swear to God, if Ollie disappears again, Dakota's going to have a breakdown.
Yeah, Bub, you can take the day off.
Yeah.
I will see you later.
Breakdown.
No.
So, all right then. Let's set the scene. Let's rein things in and see what our coterie is up to. It's the idling engine that first hits us as we fade in from black to a familiar-looking area. In the distance, compact cars and crushed metal stacked tall as buildings, winding in bizarre, nonsensical ways, sits a good 100 to 200 feet out from our vision. It's lit in a dull orange light of what lights are still working in the area, and around it is nothing but dead grass, garbage, cans of beer, empty needles, familiar sights for all who come out to the area where the Witch of the Yards tends to spend her time. However, you're not fully within her territory, and Grant, sitting behind the driver's wheel, you can hear his rhythmic tapping of his fingers on that rubber wheel. You've been sat here for approximately 15 minutes. Dakota's bed in the back, as she is currently disguised as a particular salubri. And Grant, after about 10 minutes and wrapping his fingers as our vision kind of warps through the front window pane of the van, are we using? What are we using for a car? Is it?
Yeah, it's the van. Remember. It's the van
right?
That's the only vehicle we've got.
Yeah, that's what that's what I was trying to think of. He turns around and over the low hum of the engine just says, I ain't seen fucking Ollie anywhere, Red, and she's been staring daggers at this damn fucking van since she pulled up beside us.
I swear to God, if you don't just calm down for just a second and stop tapping your fingers, you're making me nervous.
You're nervous.
Don't you think
You're nervous and I am petrified. Should I get my shotgun? And he reaches over for the passenger seat.
Wait, stop. I have a plan, you dumbass.
I'm all ears.
Okay. It's very clear something's gone wrong with Ollie and...
Oh, you God, just don't say that right now. Start over.
That's what I was going to say. We're not going to talk about that right now. So we're going to get to the point, which is Rose is here. And I have... this feeling that fate has set it up where a particular kindred that I could really use a good. I'd like to kill her, Grant. How do you feel about that?
Oh, you can hear his fingers hit the shotgun as he pulls it up. Yeah, that's a 2 out of 2. I do too.
Okay, calm down. Okay, so I know that you have some special abilities thanks to Ollie's blood.
I appreciate the compliment, but special abilities is putting it extravagantly.
I'm not here.
I can walk quiet.
Perfect. That's exactly what I need.
Okay.
Okay, she's here for me, right?
Yes.
Okay. Technically, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna have you dump me out of the car. Kick me out, drop me on the sidewalk. I'm gonna get up and begin walking.
Try to rough you up, make it look real.
Okay, don't rough me up, we're roughing Rose up. Just focus, Grant, focus.
I'm trying.
Okay. Well, after you dump me out, I want you to kind of tear ass and go up and around the block. You're gonna use your super sneaky abilities to come up behind Rose as I am actively distracting her, and I'd like you to pump around a buckshot into her back.
Okay. There's no hesitation. He's just, before you even finish the sentence, he's nodding his head. And as soon as you hit the end, he's like, okay, yeah,
All right.
deal.
Now, because I might like you a little, Grant, and think that you're kind of okay, I'm gonna do you a solid, like a wingman.
What?
A wingman. Do you know what a wingman is?
Yeah, no, I get it, but
Okay.
like, I don't know. What do you...
Do you know what Ava would want more than anything in the whole world?
Saito back.
Okay, other than getting Saito back.
I can't think of anything else.
Rose. She would very much like to probably, mean girl Rose into oblivion.
Okay.
See her suffer. So if we deliver a package to Ava,
How do we do that?
well, there's this thing called torpor, right? Where like our bodies go stiff and we're not really like alive or dead. We're just kind of in an in-between. So my goal is to get her to the point. I'm gonna put her into torpor probably, but not before she takes a fucking beating. I want to mess her pretty face up.
Okay, how do you do that?
Well, the easiest way is stake through the heart, old school style.
Do you have one?
No.
Me either. Was I supposed to bring one?
No. What have you got in this car? What's in this van, Mathis?
You look around, you're like, it's empty. There's like
There's
nothing in here.
There's not like
No, because
okay.
you use this as a transport van basically, and it had gold in it for a long time, but that's kind of it. You never really used it for much else.
Okay, you know what? Most
He kind of holds his shotgun up, and like
Wait,
he's like,
no,
I got this.
no, stop it. Just you're making me nervous with the shotgun, and the more you flash around, the more nervous you're gonna make her. You get what I'm saying? Okay.
No.
Okay. Well, you're making me nervous. Put the gun away.
Okay,
This is how
you put the gun
accidents
down.
happen, Grant.
What? Okay, hang on. Let's just start from the beginning. I'm gonna take you out of the van. I'm gonna kick you out. Oh, get out of here. And then he drives off. I drive off. Not he.
Up
I'm
and around the
confused.
block, not far. I'm
Yeah,
going.
and then I come back on foot, quiet, and then shoot her.
You'll know
And then she.
the moment. I'm going. I don't know if she's gonna believe me or not. Right? If she doesn't believe me, she and I don't really have a great rapport. So this should be an easy distraction.
You're not a good liar, though.
I don't need to lie. I just need to distract her.
Until I walk back and shotgun her.
Precisely, and it'll.
And then when I shotgun her, what happens after that? Does she go down? Is it?
I
what if
will handle the rest after that. Just be there for backup and make sure nobody sees us.
Where should I shoot her? In the head?
Oh, if you shoot her in the head, then she can't see Ava as she's mocking her.
I don't know how. This is very. You are all very, very complicated.
You wanted in on this, Grant.
I can only walk quiet. Yeah, I want in on it. It makes it that hard to die? Yeah, I want in on it because one shotgun shot to my face means I'm dead.
Well, it probably maybe means she's dead too. It's not like she's a hardy lady. Actually, I don't know. We can't judge it by that. Listen, I will handle the rest afterwards. There's no way she's as physically able as I am. But whatever you do, do not look her in the eyes and don't listen to her ugly fat mouth.
Okay. Deal.
Deal? No eye contact. I don't care how pretty she is or how high the slit in her dress is.
Listen,
you
okay,
cannot flirt with the enemy.
You are writing me as some very, very shallow man.
I mean...
I have standards.
Oh, really? Okay. Can you list 3?
Ava. That's it. You know what? You would be on that list, okay?
Oh, I'm part of your standard?
Yeah, you're a wonderful woman.
Okay, I'm going to pretend you didn't say that. We're going to go with the plan, okay? On the count of 3, you're going to just push me out of the car door and skid off.
Okay.
Okay, that never happened. Don't ever fucking say that again. Okay, on the count of 3. 1.
He like steals
2.
up as soon as you start counting it. Okay, and then you can feel like his the bottom of his boot on the back of your on your back, and as you say 3, when you say 3, he's gonna roll open the door and kind of push you out.
Dakota's gonna aim for like a not graceful tumble fall, as if I was pushed out unwillingly.
Yeah. Let me just I want to pop something open real quick. Okay, cool. Go ahead. So you say 3, and you hear the door unhinge and the metal roller roll all the way back as it clinks with the side of the van as it hits its edges. And Grant's boot on the back of you pushes you forward. However, as Grant is a stronger than normal mortal, and there is some force behind it. However, you're still a gangrel and a kindred. And you kind of have to go with the motion, so to speak, and you help throw yourself out onto the ground. You hit the ground, tumble across as dust kicks up. You hear the sliding door behind you slide shut as the van roars up and it peels out, kicking dust and making a cloud behind it as it eventually meets the asphalt and rolls out. I need you to make me real fast. Give me a manipulation performance roll.
Oh, okay. Could it possibly be I can't do it that way. A dexterity performance roll since I am physically doing this out of the car. I'm trying to duck and roll.
I see what you're saying. I will say, give me a dexterity subterfuge roll.
Oh, okay. Now that Dakota can handle.
I'll take that.
Okay, I can super handle that. No modifiers to it, just a flat roll. Well, it was a bestial failure.
Oh my god!
I lost. Nope, that's it.
I was saying you can use willpower and reroll 3 of them from the top.
The question is, what could possibly go wrong if I fail falling out of a van? Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna keep it. A bestial fail. I go, fuck, that hurt, Grant.
Actually, that's probably what happens. Is just as you hit the ground and the car rolls off and you spin, you kind of tumble a bit. It's not only that you hit the ground, but you hit the ground back on your back with the hood kind of tossed off of you. Bandages are slightly askew, and you're just like, "Oh fuck, Grant!" And you shout that out loud as you hear the door for the car open and shut, and the first thing you hear is, "That ain't her. Hold her down." And you hear feet move. Before we see what happens, we cut to black.
Damn it!
Ollie, you've been sitting in front of this door now for approximately 10 or so minutes. You've tried speaking out loud to this place. You've run your fingertips across the brick wall, and you've even had brief conversations with the salubri. As our screen fades in from the sudden cut, we are met with that eerie, deafening silence. It's a silence that it's hard to, the only way I can describe it, because this is just what I do for my living, is like, in alien abduction cases, a lot of the time, everything around them goes dead quiet. Even there's just no wind, no nothing. And that's kind of what's happening here in this hallway. It's lined by the cleaned brick and so on, and this door in front of you. Now, my question, I suppose, would be to Ollie. Would you try leaving relatively soon? What would Ollie... I guess I'll just leave it open. We'll say maybe 5 minutes have passed. I don't want to say 10 to 15 in case he would have done something else. But a little bit of time has passed, and the salubri, Val, is nearby. She's maybe a couple feet away from you, just kind of slumped up against the wall, her knees up to her, as she has no idea what it is to do.
I think Ollie is I mean, the last we saw, Ollie had this minor idea, this thought that the labyrinth is somewhat of a living construct. He's got this bizarre headcanon that's developed at this point that it's a living construct.
It doesn't come from nowhere, though. Your conversations with Snitch over time have led Ollie to believe that, as opposed to him. I mean, sure, your experiences within it and the way it moves seems to be nonsensical to somebody who may not understand. But the more Ollie's learned, the more he spent time here, the more he kind of sees how this place works. Yeah, it's more than just kind of an assumption. I mean, it is an assumption, but there's evidence behind it.
Okay. And as much as he can muster, especially considering where he's at and knowing that time is of the essence. He's got 24 hours, but time is of the essence. He just says, look, buddy, you got to work with me here. Okay. I see this square, this door. Okay. I see it. And I know that there's a key, and I know the key. Help me help you. I think she can help you, but you got to help me help you. I think I'm picking up what you're putting down here, boss. But you gotta help me help you here.
Give me a visual as Ollie's speaking to this thing. Is he like looking at the door and talking to the door? Is he kind of like looking around?
He's kind of, it's like it's panning from the door to the wall. Like he's acknowledging that it's this makeshift figure that could be looming about.
I'm just trying to get a picture of like, is he looking like he's talking around or at something in particular?
He probably looks insane.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's totally fair. All as you speak, and the silence of a response lingers for 2 or 3 seconds. You can hear the scraping of Val's shoes, or rather her socks, because that's all she's wearing, and the gravel underneath as she pulls her legs closer. Do you always have to talk to it like this?
Honestly, no. This is a first time.
Do you have maybe we can find a key for the door?
Yeah, no, I know where a key is. I know. I think I know. I mean, we got to go back. Hey, let me ask you something, Val. The thing that you did with Grant, you said that you're the blood, and you as a salubri, you can help people, you can help things.
Her eye contact breaks with yours as she looks down to the ground and she just nods subtly.
Is it more than just, do you help animals too? Is that a thing that you can do?
She shrugs. Maybe. Look, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really fully understand everything I can do. I've picked up bits and pieces over the years as I've made my way, learned what I could, but like I told you, we're not. My kind are rare or very good at hiding. I haven't really had a teacher.
Right. Well, the one thing that we know for sure is she wants you, right? You're wanted.
She nods.
Now, I think that this place knows or has an idea where she is. And I don't think it wants it there. I think we can both agree that something like what you're potentially being used for is likely a sickness of sorts. At least that's how my mental head canon is looking at this, that they want to use you. And, well, I mean, what does the body want when you're sick, right? You don't want to be sick anymore, right?
She nods.
So what if you being here has a way of doing that, has a way of making this better?
Again, with silence, she just shrugs. I don't know.
Val, I think we gotta run back. I don't really want to leave you down here alone, but I think we gotta go get that key.
Oh, okay. What about your friend?
Yeah, that's why I think we gotta run back.
Okay. Whatever.
This is important. I don't know why it's important yet, but this is important.
She, in kind of a state of just acceptance, just kind of a battered acceptance, she just pushes her hand up against the wall and stands up and looks to you to lead the way.
Look, if you just want to hang on, I can run it. There's going to be a couple of spots where we have to inch by, but I'm quick. I move fast. I know this place better than others, and I don't think it's going to mislead me up to this point. It wants me in that door.
Well, if it's faster for you to carry me, she shrugs.
All right, hop on. Let's beat feet.
She does, and while our camera sits by the door, we watch Ollie dart down the straight, narrow hallway with the slightest of incline as you grow dimmer and smaller in our vision until you vanish. Your footsteps eventually echo into silence, and we fade to black from there, and are met instead with pleasant chatter, the sounds of silverware on delicate plates, the sipping of wine at a nearby table, and Nero's favorite folk music, played by a local band. He smiles. Ava, you and him have been out to dinner now, only for about an hour or so, and while the hors d'oeuvres have recently finished, the conversation has been pleasant, and of course, mostly surface level. But Nero is always enjoyable to spend time with, and his winning, subtle smile always seems to dart across the table at the perfect time when you say the perfect line, a toreador, and a toreador, playing the dance of roses that they play so well. Eventually, though, chatter lulls, a pleasant silence falls over the table, and much like every dinner you have, he sits back with a glass of wine in hand and seems to just quietly enjoy the music. Ava, you can't eat, correct?
I cannot.
He is aware of this already, though, at this point. I feel like that happened last time.
Yeah.
So he would not have ordered you anything. However, you would have a glass of something that looked like wine on the table to enjoy and join. A particularly pleasant glass of, obviously, kind vitae, of a dyscrasia that tastes pleasant. Whoever this came from, they were quite happy as you sip that thick vitae, and it coats your tongue, and you treat it much like a wine. All this different subtle notes therein. And are you hungry? Was Ava at any hunger at all, or was she fine?
I'm at hunger too, so I'm not.
Okay, so you get on hunger one. You would get one hunger filled back, and that silence, like I said, would settle over the table. I'm curious if Ava would say anything, or is she hoping to get by this conversation or this particular get together with minimal mention of a particular somebody?
I would try not to bring it up. Do I notice Nero darting his eyes anywhere?
If you're, I know what you're asking. You're welcome to make me a wits awareness.
Okay, I'll do that. 'Cause I did doing that previously.
That's 2 successes. You could use a willpower. I'm not sure where your willpower is at, but you could only reroll 2 of those.
I will pass on using the willpower.
Does not seem to. It's but it's also, you're with Nero, and when you think of that, by the time you think of that, it's too late. He may have already. You're not sure, but he certainly doesn't act any different. He certainly doesn't imply that he seems to notice. In fact, he doesn't even imply anything about Celia. He says nothing other than the usual pleasant conversation. And it's as the dinners are being taken away and preparing for dessert that he looks over with a fresh glass of wine. He says, "So, I realize we haven't spoken much about more personal matters, but I'm curious how your time with Celia has gone."
Well,
I don't know if you're looking at to see if he knows. That'd be a wit's insight, or if Ava's just gonna go and just kind of play along. I don't know. It's up to you, but don't forget, you can always call for yourself a wit's insight check. You don't need to, if you want to do anything, feel free.
She will go along with it for now. Well, I must say, I really like her, actually, a lot. She's got a lot of spunk, but I do like that about her.
He chuckles. Does she remind you of you in your young age or something?
In a way, yes. She's different than how I was, but she has the attitude that I really like. And I think she
please.
I think she and I could get along quite well in time.
Feel free to make me, of course, a manipulation subterfuge roll. As he nods while you're saying this, occasionally, like I said, sipping his wine. She is, in many ways, a girl of privilege that comes from quite a bit of money, but in many other ways, a woman with handcuffs that she didn't ask for, that navigating with is more difficult for some than others. And he as he finishes that sentence, and he kind of spins a glass of wine in his hand before placing it on the table. "You look nervous, Ava. Your posture changed ever so slightly when I brought up Celia. We are both social creatures. Be honest. I am not your enemy here."
I must admit that my last conversation with her didn't go quite how I wanted it to. I might have been a little too harsh on her.
You are not her sire. You've never had the opportunity to be, and mistakes raising young ones are bound to happen. Even fresh licks and fledglings have lessons that must be learned the hard way, as, at the very least, I'm told, your coterie had to learn themselves a few years back.
You're not wrong. But I thought she was hiding something from me, and I tried to use some of my own abilities on her, and she ran away, and I haven't seen her since. I'm not sure if you've heard from her.
The children of shadow are difficult to manipulate. In many ways, they're the antithesis of what we are as Toreador.
Clearly.
He stops for a moment, and before he picks conversation back up. Are you concerned?
Very. Honestly.
You say you believe she's hiding something. Why do you... he simply just kind of lets it linger.
You asked me to be honest.
Of course.
Then I will. I think she is a Lasombra, of course, and I think there's something going on with the Lasombra in this city.
Your thoughts are not as strange as you might think them to be. Lasombra are certainly quiet and, as I said, the children of shadow, but their activity has certainly picked up in recent weeks. You believe she has something to do with this?
Perhaps she does. I think she does, but she's so young. I don't think she even understands what it is. I don't think I even understand what it is fully.
He does. He shakes his head. He nods along with you, rather. She is young. Quite young. Perhaps similar in age to, or rather, perhaps similar in generation to your coterie. I'm not entirely sure. But I agree. At the very least, I sent her to you because of your troubled past. I
Yes.
feel, or felt rather, that perhaps there could be a connection there. But maybe she's more bullheaded than I anticipated, and I apologize if that's the case.
It's not your fault. It's my fault. I handled it poorly, in truth, and I just hope I don't lose her. Because I do really like her, Nero, and I don't want to lose her. I feel like I've done a lot of wrong in my unlife. I've messed up a lot. I've made a lot of mistakes.
He shakes his head. I
don't want to do wrong by her.
Wrong and right are such malleable definitions, especially in our own life. I would wager a bet that those in power had to do many things that were not so nice to sit where they are now, and mistakes are made along the way. What's important is you survive your mistakes. But with Celia, should she not return, she'll likely get herself killed.
I don't want her to get killed.
He nods like in understanding as his eyes kind of move down toward the table. I do not want you to take it personally if she does. I also think she's more capable than we both give her credit for. I sent her your way because it was my understanding that she had been hearing voices. I believe I'd walked in on her conversing with them at one point. I couldn't be sure.
I think I did too.
If this is the case, whatever they may be hearing should be looked into, and I truly wonder if she is Lasombra, or perhaps she is a Malkavian. Maybe she got a taste of Lasombra blood, or... You understand that Malkavians sometimes hear voices.
Yes.
They are dubious at best, but it tends to be a running theme with the Broken Mirror clan.
What if this voice that she's hearing...
You believe it to be a single voice?
I do.
And I thought it was multiple. Continue. You have my curiosity.
I
What leads you to believe that, actually, if you don't mind my asking?
remember the last time you and I went out and I told you about things.
Yes, we share a gift of seeing what others cannot.
Yes. End of world level things. I think
That is one interpretation,
that's how I see it.
and I can see why. And just know
And I
not
think-
everything you may see looks to be exactly as it is presented. The blood works in ways I still cannot understand.
Of course. But I feel very strongly that whatever this apocalyptic level thing that I've been seeing, it may be connected to the La Sombra. That particular voice that she's hearing, I think that has to do with it.
Is there a reason that you believe these things? I'm trying to, and I apologize, my dear Ava, but I'm trying to see how we get from where we are to where you are, and there's a large gap of information that I cannot follow. I would and will take you at your word, of course, but it does leave a mind wandering.
I don't want to fill you with all of my conspiracy theories.
We are to
It's a
your
lot.
door. We create these conspiracy theories a lot of the time.
we do, but this time I feel like it's more than that. I truly do, Nero.
He actually cuts you off. He's like, a moment. This is one of my favorite songs.
Oh no.
And he cuts you off as the folk band begins a new song, and they begin to play. The camera pulls out as the music swells, and as it hits its crescendo, screen cuts. And Dakota.
Okay, here we go, everybody.
You can hear multiple footsteps making their way toward you, not just a single pair.
Can I see from what, or hear or see from which direction?
Which awareness, and it's not a high difficulty I'm looking for. Yeah, you know the direction it's coming from, for sure.
Okay.
I thought, yeah, but if you're trying to figure out how many, it's not a higher one.
Yeah, I'll take the wits awareness for how many. Dakota's more interested in, like, are they coming from behind her, around her? Do they look like they're going to flank her? That way she can make a game plan to deal with the situation.
Yeah, give me a wits awareness. Oh no.
Yeah, here, I'll just make a flat wits awareness roll.
Yeah.
Please, I can't take another bestial failure. At that point, I'm going to have hair and claws. No more bestial failures. I got 3.
Not a bestial failure.
Okay.
3 successes. Yeah, you know obviously the direction they're coming, and it sounds like 3 pairs of footsteps.
3 pair of footsteps, knowing that do I hear her high heels in those footsteps?
Oh, you heard her voice, realizing it wasn't.
I'm trying to
the salubri,
decide if there are 3 plus her, or she's part of the 3.
Oh, she's part of the 3.
Great. Okay, that's what. Okay, so I hear her heels and these other 2 sets of feet. Okay. Are they running at me? Do they sound? Can I see them?
They don't sound like. No, they're not running, but it's not like a casual stroll. It seems like a fast walk as they're making their way to you.
All right. Well, I guess I'll get up and face the direction they're coming from.
As you actually start to move up, you'll hear Rose simply say, "On the ground, Dakota. I don't want to make this more difficult than it has to. Where is she?"
I don't get on the ground for just anyone, Rose.
So as you stand, and you're saying that as you're standing, they're not stopping you from standing at this particular moment. And you basically realize you have 3 people approaching you. One of them is Rose, with 2 flanking her on each side. They both look to be young, well-off. One's a gentleman wearing a suit with nice hair, like taking care of hair and a clean-shaven face. The other one is like a businesswoman in like a pantsuit next to her.
Okay.
They both look like they just kind of came out of like any number of the buildings in Chicago where offices are, essentially. They're about 100 feet in front of you, and behind you, about 100 or maybe a little more behind you, is the Witch of the Yards. Which is her actual the yards.
Right
You've
behind
been
me.
there before. You know, basically, it's kind of, you can't find her until you are greeted by that
Do
like
these two goons look? First off, okay, I have two questions. Do a lot of people know that is the Witch of the Yard? Like, is that a well-known thing, or do you kind of have to be in the know to know that that's her spot?
People know that even if they've never don't meet her or have known her, they know there is a kindred in there that owns it that you just don't mess with too much.
Okay.
Like, the rumor is just like, kind of.
So
very
Rose is
vague,
smart
like,
enough; she'd know that.
And yeah,
okay,
she
so
would likely
then
know that.
I'm not gonna run for it. Dakota stands up and takes in these two goons. They're not very.
You're welcome to give me a wits awareness if you want to see if
Another
you can
one.
tell
Yeah,
from here if they look corpse-like
I
or
want to
not.
size them up a little bit.
Or wits. I would actually say. You want to size them up to see how good they are, like at fighting?
I mean, it's just me against these two goons. I'm not worried about Rose.
It might be you versus a 3. You can't tell.
I guess that's also true. Yeah, but good luck with her trying her stupid shit on me. Okay. Yeah, you know what? No, I just stand up and I kind of stare these two goons down and I say, you know who I am.
They don't say anything as they continue to walk toward you. Do you just kind of, are you like prepared in a battle? Are you going like a full defensive stance?
No, I'm just gonna stand here like I'm not even worried about it. I'm not gonna charge them.
Okay.
I want to see what they're gonna do.
just
If
need to
they
open
look
up
like
a
they're gonna reach for
PDF.
guns, you gotta let me know that.
You actually don't see guns on their person.
Perfect. They're screwed. You know,
I need to pop some.
I'm here for a distraction, so I might as well. I start unwrapping my face as they walk towards me. You know,
Yep. Yeah.
in case you don't know who I am, my name's Dakota Rain. You know, it's proper to introduce yourself before a fight. And I start kind of undressing myself,
Prepping
and
yourself
this
up.
disgusting shirt that she was that she had on that I put on over like my white tank top or whatever. I kind of pull it off because like I'm not wearing her crap no more. So I'm in like whatever jeans and white beater, and I was like, every one of these tattoos has something to do with my trauma, and I very much look forward to adding you to my collection.
I can imagine
This one right here is for the hound I set up. I didn't even have to lift a finger to kill him. This one right here. Oh no, let me show you this one. And I lift up my shirt to show my side. This one's for the sheriff of Chicago.
Are you attempting to make an intimidate roll?
I am.
All right, you are welcome to do so. Please.
I think I'm gonna rouse to add a little extra to this.
Okay.
I want to see
You
what
get
her
hungry?
goons are made of. Okay.
What's your hunger at now?
I had fed last time, so it's just at 2 now.
Okay, cool. That's good,
So
that's
we're
great.
good on that front. I'm gonna need it for this. Little intimidation, little charisma. Is it charisma or manipulation?
Manipulation,
Okay.
intimidation.
Manipulation, and we'll just add 2 dice. I'm just supposed to be the decoy, right? So I'm just gonna keep at it. That's all I can do. How'd we do?
You rolled 3 successes.
Okay, I
so
rolled 3 successes. That's pretty good.
You could re-roll 2 of them if you wanted to, but it's your choice.
I'm gonna save the willpower. I have a feeling I'm gonna need it. I'll just
looking
take
up
the
rules.
3.
Pardon moi.
Oh, hang on, y'all. That's my AC. Let me turn it off.
Oh yeah, no problem, no rush.
Sorry, y'all. My AC turned on and I wasn't prepped for that.
Okay. Let's see. So, are you going to engage in? You don't have anything ranged on you, right?
No.
Okay. Cool. So,
Except for my lovely personality.
it's going to be her first because she is doing something ranged. Let's see. Cool. I need you. You're going to have to make me a. It's going to be an opposed, I think. You're going to be rolling me a strength brawl. Let me just double check.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yep. All right. First, let me roll before who knows, it may just fail. Well, let me roll.
I'll be looking forward to what they bring into the table. Here we go. Come on, Grant. Don't let me down.
Yeah, well, Grant's still on his way.
I'm going to need Grant's support here.
This is her, so. I need you to roll me a strength brawl check now, please.
Strength brawl. It is. Yeah, can do any kind of grappling check.
It's just going to be opposed strength brawl for this.
Just opposed strength brawl. No specialties added. Okay.
No, not for this.
Okay. I'm not nervous. You're all nervous. I've not been rolling terribly great. That was a 4.
Oh, well, you both rolled a 4. I will say that means ties always go to the player by how I rule things. So let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, dang. You can reroll 3 of those as well if you just want to try and outright beat it.
I could.
But no, I give you the success
saving my willpower for when I start to deal out some damage.
So as they approach, and again they kind of maintain that singular speed of marching across this open terrain of dead grass, gravel, and dirt. Eventually, she stops while the two continue, and she just looks to you as she outstretches her right hand, and with her wrist face down, she switches to having her palm face up, with all of her fingers kind of clenched around. And you watch as her own shadow kind of leaps from her own wrist, melts into the ground, and rapidly dissipates without you being able to see it. She still stands there, however, as they continue to march. It isn't until you look down and realize right below your feet, inking out like that viscous ooze, the shadow bubbles forth. A long, thick tendril eventually forms as it pulls itself, retching itself from the ground underneath, almost as though it's pulling itself from the thick, viscous liquid that its very essence is made of. And it swings toward you, not to hit you, but it immediately seems to go for your legs. But Dakota catches it at the very last moment and is able to leap up out of the way, her parkour training paying off in this moment. And just as it would have wrapped itself around you, you land maybe a foot to its other side, down, facing it as this tentacle kind of writhes and bubbles and almost seems like it might throb a bit as its attention is turned toward you. And out of the corner of your eye, you can see her very subtly moving her fingers. And if you look and gaze over, stretched between them, that viscous liquid looks like puppet strings dripping down her hand, off of her wrist and into the ground, as she clearly manipulates it. The other two rush to attack you.
Great. Cool.
So since it's going to be 2 versus you, are you doing an attack back? It would all take place at the same time, or are you going full defense?
That's a good question.
Then you have to tell me how you're splitting the pool between the two of them.
Between the two.
As they will give each other a bonus as they attack you.
Well, I think I will do a couple things. No, you know what? On my turn, gosh, they're right on top of me. Yeah, I'm gonna defend.
They're about to be. They're not like I wouldn't say I wouldn't say you're engaged, quote unquote.
Okay.
If we were to use like D&D terms, but
okay. Yeah, I'm gonna activate a power. I think Dakota kind of you see her like reach in her top and she pulls out a set of brass knuckles that hang from around her neck and she slips them on one hand so she'll get a little.
Are they chained to something that you pop off?
Yeah, it's like a military chain. Just kind of slides off and then she's going to go ahead and get those feral weapons ready. And she kind of like slings her claws out from her hands.
Sure. So feral weapons require a rouse check. And is it instant or does it take the round to activate?
I think that's a really great question. That's what I got.
Well, look,
Let's see. One rouse
so, like,
check.
For her
it
ability,
lasts
she
for
couldn't
one
move.
scene. It doesn't really natural weapons. This usually takes I think it takes a full round for me to.
We can. Did you have the info? I'll look it up if you want. Feral
I got it right here. I was just kind of reading it. No skill.
Oh yeah.
No skill to activate it. When activated, blah blah. +2 modifier to damage. Do not suffer -1 success penalty. Superficial. Yeah, it doesn't. I don't see it in my write up, but it doesn't mean if you want to search for it, Mathis.
I would honestly. I would say it probably doesn't take a turn.
I'd have
system,
to look it up.
Vampiric bite attacks. Yeah. I don't.
I just have to rouse, so
give me a rouse check. That's fine. That's all I'd ask for you.
I really hope I don't get too hungry here.
Okay, you do not get any hungry?
Because I'm about to say I might end up eating me a kindred tonight.
That's true. It lasts for a scene, so you're good until the combat comes to a close. Now the question is, are you attacking or are you full defending?
In this case, for this round, I am going to try to full defend.
Okay.
I believe that I've got a couple things here.
It's your
to
Dex
help.
athletics pool, I believe, for defense, and you got to tell me how you're splitting your pool between the two of them.
Cool. They can also take a minor. Okay. My rapid reflexes I don't think actually apply to this. I can't use them for this one. So
no, I think that's
won't.
for something else.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I would like to. Yeah, let's give it a go. I'm gonna split it equally.
Okay.
I feel like that's the right move here.
So you have
for this round.
a six pool total. Do you want to rouse?
Yes, I am going to rouse, and I have a new defense mechanism called karate. So I'm hoping I can use this to help.
No, you absolutely can. This will be a +1 to your pool. This added +1 to your pool, so it'll give you a pool of 7. You're gonna rouse, so rouse first.
Yep. Rouse, check me. A lot of rouse. Did it rouse?
I don't see anything.
Okay, let me click it again.
There it is. You're hungrier.
Great, perfect. This is gonna get real bad, y'all.
That's you know what happens. So you're at 3 hunger, but you have a pool of 9. So you're gonna dictate one has 5 and one has 4.
Probably whichever one looks like the beefier. I'm gonna do, or whichever. That's a good question.
So one I would say the female looks way more ready to engage you in melee.
Then we'll give her the 5, and we'll give the other one the 4.
Because you just actually. I should have made you make me a wits awareness. So make me a wits awareness first. But
do we? Here's one more question I have. I have so many questions about this situation. Let me get this wits awareness out so I don't forget. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, you can tell just by the way he begins to slow his walk while she almost seems to pick up a little speed the closer they get.
Do I need to roll these separately in 2 pools?
Yes, you have to roll them totally.
So
as 2
I'm just
separate
gonna
pools.
just flat roll it. So 5d10. That's for the chick. Hit roll. Have 4 successes.
4 successes. Oh, almost critted too.
I know. Man, I was so close. 4d10 for the other one. Have 2 successes for that one. Too bad I didn't pull them all. I would have had a critical success.
That's true. Yeah, you would have had a crit there. So a total of 3 and a total of 2. Got it. Yep. Okay.
No, 4 and 2.
4 and 2. My bad. My bad. Yeah, my bad. So first we'll do her. So she, as I said, as you kind of prepare yourself and you jump out of the way of this throbbing, gooey tentacle, you're standing kind of to the side of it. She picks up speed, and she quickly kind of just like she doesn't do like the shotgun pump like from fucking Henry Cavill does, but she loosens her arms up as about 10 feet. She moves into a sprint to what you think is going to be a punch, but it becomes very obvious as she's about to tackle you.
Oh, cool. Bring that on.
So let's see. I get a rouse check for this ability first because they're all kindred.
That's true.
Okay. She got a little hungrier. And then this, let me just make sure the ability works correctly. It's only a 2nd level.
7, 9. Oh, wait. I should have had 10 die in that because I added the 1 extra, right? 7
That's
dice.
What made it uneven. That's what made it uneven was the because you had 6 plus the 1 from karate made it 7.
I have 7. I thought.
Oh, you do? Oh, I thought it was so. 6.
My
Dex athletics.
Oh, Dex athletics. You're right. Then that is correct.
Yeah. So that's what made it odd was
okay,
was
that
the
makes
karate
sense. I was
specialty.
like, oh man, I thought I had 7. Nope. I was really hoping for that extra dice.
So she moves toward you to looks like to tackle you. Her body stature, goes lower. She looks to hunch over as she's looking to grab you by the hips and tackle you to the ground, very obviously to you. So she is going to make a roll that now I think adds potence if she succeeds. You just make sure adds their potence rating. Automatic successes. Okay. +2 will be. So, oh my God, 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, I still win though, because I got the automatic successes after. So she stomps forward, and you feel her lock her arms right around your hips, and we actually pull to a profile view as Dakota slaps her hands onto her shoulder to try and push her down as she's trying to pick her up. And there's a bit of a struggle there for a moment until she's able to wrench Dakota's legs and feet off of the dirt, and with her entire body tackles her to the ground and slams her into the ground, holding her down. The actual dirt around her impacts about 1/4 of an inch into the dirt itself as another puff of brown cloud kind of just spills out around you as the two of them are kind of like just swinging at each other. And now he's gonna do his thing. I apologize. I am not used to using disciplines, and PDF disciplines are a
Whole other,
problem.
yeah.
It's just like scroll. I just want this book physically. Did they release this physically? The new player's guide yet?
Yeah,
'Cause
Not
I'm
yet.
only,
Oh, no, it's
it's
not.
in June.
Yep.
yeah,
in
I'm only
June.
using
It's
the
close.
PDF
It's
Yeah.
close.
because I can't remember a lot of the freaking powers.
Damn new Oblivion powers.
Killing some Lashon, bruh. This is fucking Sherm.
Oh yeah, I don't. Do I just? Oh, I don't. Oh, it's free. I don't need. Oh, because it's just a level 1 power. Okay. You see, as you watch, as you're wrestling with her on the ground, you still can see as you're fighting through. I mean, you're used to taking on multiple people at once. You spent how many years as a hound? You've spent many years as a hound. Your ability to just take in a combat situation is one of the best. And you watch him as you get slammed to the ground. He doesn't stop, though he does slow. And as he looks like he's about to take another step, he steps behind a pole and disappears entirely. Next round. It's at this point, the tentacle, no longer looking to actually grapple you, moves in to try and crush you instead. However, you are going to have an opposed strength brawl check here. So again,
With
the question
grappling?
is, yeah, but are you using your entire pool to get out of this? Or do you want to split your pool again between this
I
and
don't
the visible
either. I
tentacle?
want. She's on top of me and we're on the ground.
Yeah.
My claws are out and I want to rake.
Oh, yeah.
I want to grab her by the hair and just
Yeah.
rake down her skull and try to like pull her back and then go just
So it'll be an opposed
tear
strength
her
brawl.
up. Yeah.
Opposed strength
Since
brawl,
we're in a
please.
grapple, do I get my grapple?
Yes, you do. Mhm.
Yeah. Bring on that
Absolutely.
strength. Oh, and I get
And
a
she
+2
no
for
longer-
my claws. On the
Oh,
damage.
fantastic.
On the damage, I believe. I need to check that.
Yeah, double check. It's all aggravated though. That's the big
That
thing.
is true. I believe
That's what makes it scary.
Yeah, natural weapons, blah blah, natural weapons. +2 damage. So she'll take an additional 2 if I hit her.
If you succeed. So you're full pools versus each other.
Yep. So strength plus the specialty.
She's gonna get. So she's gonna have a total of. Ooh, oh my God! 1, 2, 3,
I have
4,
6.
5. I rolled all successes. Holy
How many
shit.
did you roll?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus her potence is automatic
What?
successes of 2.
All right. Well, it's worth my willpower to try
bullshit.
for the extra
Yeah,
2.
because if you can get the 2, you'll tie and you'll take it.
It's worth it.
Oh.
Even
Yeah,
if I
because this
gotta
is a
tap
level
it
2
out.
potence ability that she
Come
has.
on,
and she's using it.
Dakota.
Wait, here's the question. Is she dodging me? Because if she's not, she still takes the damage if I hit her. We both equally take the damage because she's not dodging it.
I thought you the winner takes what's the leftover damage of the 2
Oh,
that
the
don't.
2
I think
that
they
are
nullify
different?
and then
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
and then
okay.
you get the leftover. Yeah,
That
yeah.
was my question. Because that means she'll still take
Yeah, if you
2.
win, she'll still take the 2.
I got
but-
1. That's a 7.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, because I have a 6. I have 8.
Plus 1.
There's nothing that gives you any automatic successes
Well,
when you
that's
hit or
that's
anything.
yeah.
What is feral weapons? Just
Feral weapons only gives me damage. So subtract. Nope. I'm so sorry. That. Oh, and that's we got to do that too. But I'll deal with that in a second. That's for damage specifically. So no skill roll needed to activate the power. +2 modifier to damage.
+2
Still
modifier
only
to
deals
damage.
2 points of aggravated damage despite the number of successes. So I will deal this damage despite
Yeah.
the number. So she still will take 2 aggravated damage from me.
Okay. I'm gonna
Regardless
mark
of
that
the
down.
difference. And I suffer no success penalty for this.
A light piercing brawl. Yeah, +2 damage. Oh yeah, +2 modifier. Okay, so that means 2 after you succeed, though. I think. You succeed, you have to hit first, and then you would do then you would do +2.
Nope,
You
this
have to
read past it. It says despite the number of successes.
Oh shit.
2 despite the number of successes.
Only deal 2 points of aggravated. Well, it says vampiric bite attacks still only do 2 points of aggravated damage despite the number of successes, but do not suffer the -1 success penalty. So
I
talk about
see, I
vampiric
see.
bite,
Vampiric
which I
bite.
don't know why the hell it's putting in vampiric bite rules in
Yeah,
feral
that might
weapons?
be a mistake on my part for a copy and paste. I don't know. That seems weird. But okay, so
Yeah, that's very bizarre.
So she
you would
still
just
don't
she would
succeed.
So it's like essentially you're going to take 1 superficial damage from
Which
her because
I
she doesn't
can't-
have Pharaoh.
I
weapons.
can take right now because I don't have.
Yeah, you're just taking a slash. It's not aggravated. So she basically just kind of.
I laugh at
You
her.
struggle. Yeah, you go and almost like you get a few like we'll call superficial marks on the back of her before she throws an elbow into your jaw as you're cackling at her. And even if a little bit of vitae trickles down your lips, it's just a pure grin from Dakota. And I guess this begs the question: do you just want to ride the beast?
Oh man, I really
Do you? Because you
really,
can, as a gangrel.
That's true. I can choose.
You can go into a fury frenzy
She's
and
right in
ride
my
the beast.
she's right in my face, and she's all up and in my business and stuff.
Of course.
This is the perfect time to change. And as I'm cackling at her, I imagine I'm like growing hair.
Yeah,
my
so, yeah,
sideburns. You know,
it's been a long time since we've seen Dakota give into frenzy. So yeah, describe. How does it look as,
so right
as
now
you
I have this
animalize?
pixie cut, right? Because I trimmed all my dreads off. So imagine they're kind of on in the way a cat's hair stands up on the back of their neck. I imagine like the sideburns kind of grow long. My fingernails are already long. There's probably a little bit of like a change in the snarl of like the facial structure. My ears probably get a little extra defined in kind of an animalistic way. As I'm just laughing at her. What a sad, sorry excuse for a fucking kindred.
And while the outer lookings become animalistic and almost werewolfy to a more common eye, the inside of the beast that writhes, the one that has been at the back of your mind within the past few seconds as your hunger has reached, is the best word Dakota can find for it is sated. In this moment, it doesn't have to fight for control. It doesn't have to rip control away from you to maintain survival. In this moment, you stare at it as an equal. There is a silent, almost, we see, maybe as a silhouette, Dakota standing and looking at a large, monstrous wolf with a huge row of sharp fangs and what look to be smaller wolf heads that might be coming out the side. So it's difficult to tell. And as this staring happens, that seems like it takes place over the course of minutes. Then the Dakota and the wolf both almost kneel to one another. And it's in that moment, there's an agreement internally. And that's when the animalistic features that you described start sprouting forward. Now, Fury Frenzy gives you a bunch of stuff. Do you have that open?
I do not. I rarely Fury Frenzy with Dakota, so this is all. Tell us about it, Mathis.
Bonuses. Yeah. I'm opening up a Fury Frenzy for you.
If I remember correctly, I think it's 2 die.
I feel like it's more than that, but let's see. I don't need to know what triggers it. I
take a lot of penalties to my charisma and stuff for it, but it's okay. Maybe I wonder if I'm still on Grant's list. If I made his top 3 looking like this.
Grant.
He's a weird motherfucker.
He's a weird guy. I hate this book. I'm gonna get the book. I'm getting the book.
Yeah, get it, Mathis.
That's right. It's right next to me. Fuck this thing.
I'm so sorry. I don't have any of my books because I'm not in my space yet. So
I'm trying to use it, and it's like the most inconvenient way to look things up because it's just slow, and the book is not laid out in any fucking logical way.
Is it under the gangrel or is it under
the gangrel one? Doesn't have much.
No.
It's
just
a general rule.
It's gonna be under fear. It's gonna be under frenzy.
Page 220.
Hunger
220.
Frenzy.
Fury Frenzy.
Where?
I just think it's all the same, like what you get as a bonus, no matter if you're hungry or fury. I think it's
okay. So it looks like there's like a difficulty table, which I don't totally understand.
No, that's just to resist it.
Oh,
yeah. This is the vampire can make a willpower test, difficult 3, success ends a frenzy, blah 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 blah. Hold on, this doesn't. It is hard to navigate what the what happens in the
riding
frenzy.
the wave, which is what you're doing.
Here we go. Okay.
This act follows the usual frenzy rules. Thank you.
That's so helpful. Like the hunger frenzy rules? I don't think that's
I
true.
hate this fucking book.
It is very difficult to understand.
Here we go. Effects of frenzy. See, instead of just giving us a table to tell me what the effects of frenzy are, it's a literal paragraph of shit.
Yes, I know. It's very annoying.
Okay, vampires remain immune
as
to
a
any
new storyteller.
any health-based penalties. You're immune to them for the time while you're doing this.
Okay, cool.
Short of mutilations, aka arm removal.
Right.
You can only use physical disciplines like celerity, fortitude, and potence. But you gain resistance to mental ones. with 3 extra dice added to each of your resistance pools to dominate and presence. If the discipline has no resistance pool, the user adds +2 to the difficulty. So either way, it's hard to use mental shit on you. And you can spend a willpower roll to assume you're already in control.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's it. So you get
Bring
a +3 against all mental things, and you just ignore physical penalties, barring limb removal, basically. Like, even if you're taking aggravated damage, it doesn't matter until you're in torpor. None of it would matter.
Cool.
Yeah, and you cannot be provoked into frenzy already. You're already in it. You cannot gain. Your goal is to kill her. So. And
I get no bonuses to physical stuff, just mental.
Yeah. So the only physical thing is the immunity to health-based
perfect
penalty.
That means I don't have to rouse for my own stuff for that. That's dope. Okay.
It's such a confusing book, and I've had this book for like 6 years. Like, it's still
we've had how many episodes of this, and we still have to check the book.
It's just constant. It is what it is.
Basically, that means maybe it just means it's a really good game.
Yes, I mean, it would just give me a table. Give me a page of frenzied rules in a table, not in a paragraph that's a subsection of a different topic that I have to find on my own. Anyway,
math is for game design, everybody.
No, I can't be promised. I can't be trusted with that. All right, I will critique your game design, but don't give me, because I'll fuck it up in my own special, unique ways. What was that for anyway? Why were we checking that? Because I asked you if you were going to ride the wave. You did.
Yeah. I did. So this is the next round, basically.
Yeah. So he disappears, and then she is going to attempt to crush you with a tentacle, because all you're going to get is a 1d10 on this because you were resisting against the other guy.
Wait, no, I wasn't I didn't resist against the other guy.
No, you were opposed grapple check.
Her.
So that was your whole. Yeah.
You mean the other guy? The
tentacle. Yeah, the other guy disappeared. The girl tackled you, and Rose is now going to just like kind of move in and go into potentially actually try and wrap itself around you and hold you down so the girl can be freed. So you can give me a 1d10 on this.
Okay, well, I get something.
I rolled surprisingly poorly.
Great.
If you roll a 10, you get to roll again. So
I could
see if you roll a 10.
Use that right now.
You rolled a 4.
I rolled a 4.
Which is fine. Basically, as she kind of throws, as the woman on top of you throws her elbow into your jaw, it cracks, and you look back at her, just relocating it. And as you openly cackle, your animalistic features pouring through, you can feel initially you think is burning hot, but realize instead it's an unnatural super ice cold that even penetrates your skin, a feeling of it climbing up your legs before it slithers around your waist, up to your neck, around your arms, and then heightens around you. As it layers itself on top of you, you can feel that throbbing. You can feel the ooze dripping from this strange thing made of pure abyss. And the woman herself kicks herself up off of you, claps her hand, and then reaches back, and you see a stake pulled from her pants.
Cool.
Now we're on the next round.
Can I break free of this?
Yeah, you just another opposed grapple check. It's just the same kind of thing. It's just against her. Basically, if you oppose grapple check and win, even if you use your whole pool, this woman will not get any basically easy stab at your heart like she would if you're pinned. If you're pinned, she basically gets a 1 difficulty.
So basically,
to hit
I need to break free of the tentacles.
If you break free, you can at least move, and she won't get like a free shot at the heart.
Rouse.
The question is, do you want to use your entire pool on this, or do you want to use partial pool on this?
I need to make sure she doesn't stab me in the heart. So let's just go ahead and use it all to break free of Rose's BS.
And you said you're rousing.
I'm going to rouse.
And your specialty in grapple, which means another 9 pool. Okay, you do not get hungry.
Praise be. Okay, so another 9 pool. Correct. So brawl, strength me. 3 additional modifier. And have a 7.
Wow. Yeah, wow. Holy shit. I was like, you crit. Damn. Yeah, that's going to be hard for me to beat. Let's see if I do.
Please don't. I could willpower 3 of those if I have to.
1. No, I've rolled awfully. Jesus Christ. Because even with my extra successes, it still doesn't get anywhere near 7. So I rolled technically a total of 4 successes. However, that doesn't come anywhere near 7. And describe to me how Dakota would get out of this thing. Would you rip it apart? Kind of just like it is slithered around. You think of it like a big snake almost.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. How would Dakota get out of this? What are we on? Asphalt?
No, you're more on like rocks and dead grass and shards of glass, kind of near a dump.
Dump. Okay. I imagine it probably like, because I'm in grapple with this woman, so it begins to kind of constrict Dakota down, and Dakota doesn't like to be constricted, and she it's more of like a like this animalistic growl as she literally breaks it open with like sheer strength. As she does, I'd really like to grab the woman's hand, but it might be next turn. Because
you used your whole pool here,
to break free. But you watch as I just break this shadow open.
So that's what, like, as the thing is wrapped around Dakota and our camera is sitting above her as the woman claps her hand, standing up and reaches and pulls that stake. The camera, everything seems to go silent as we kind of quick cut zoom to just a look of what we can just see of Dakota's face as it's covered by the tentacle and it's oozing down her, but it's pure fury in those yellowish eyes that stare. And there's a moment of just pause before the camera whip zooms back, and we see the explosion of what would be just abyss gore. The tentacle ripped open as Dakota's own claws are at the forefront of it. And you can see as she pulls forward and it kind of explodes outwards. It normally, if it was true liquid, these would all splash down, but instead, before they even hit the ground, they kind of vanish into thin air. Any light that touches them causes them to disappear, and those that are able to avoid the light seem to fall in a way that melds them with an already existing shadow nearby. And Dakota is in that critical, not only able to burst free, but also stand up and actually be able to get off of her back. And you look down at where this tentacle was coming from, but you still see a writhing in movement from where it originated. But within moments, that too kind of thins and the shadows dart back to where they begin. And you look up and you just see Rose pulling her hand back together and rubbing her hands almost with a very clear look of what you would consider frustration on her face.
That makes me happy.
So that is end of that round. We will do another round, as it's not totally clear yet where this combat is going to land.
Ooh, I know what I like to do. We'll find out.
But since she is ranged and she's going to stay ranged, she will go first. Luckily, not luckily, but some of her powers are meaningless now because you are frenzying, and your mental abilities are have a bit of a defense. So she's kind of, she's limited to just about a couple abilities. I'm just looking back at there. Yeah. Okay. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I thought that's what that was. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's what I was like. Oh god, man, the difficulty. I need you to make me a wits awareness roll, please.
Okay, cool.
Dakota.
I don't get any bonuses to this for my frenzy.
No, but I'm going to give you a bonus for some other reason that you are not aware of.
Okay.
Now that you say that out loud.
You
roll 1d10. Here, wits awareness +1.
Okay.
All right, she ends up getting a little hungrier.
That's a 3. That's not too bad.
A 3? Oh man, you literally hit the difficulty perfectly.
Love to hear it.
Okay. So the reason you'll see why you get a +1 here. She quickly you look beyond as her eyes are on Rose. That's who you want. That's the head you want to remove. And as she withdraws her hand and those little puppet strings of abyss disappear, you see her pull a knife. And with a swift motion, she cuts the palm of her hand, whispers something to herself. And it's subtle, but you're practiced at seeing these things as her own shadow seems to detach from her.
Who would have thought? Not in this city.
It becomes elongated, distorts, but that's her whole round. is using this ability.
Come on, Grant, where you at?
Yeah, well,
I said just go around the block.
listen, man. Remember, each round is technically 3 seconds in game. So
I really thought Rose would want to talk, but I guess she's just not in a talking mood tonight.
No, she thought your bestial failure.
It's true. It's
is
true.
what caused it. So that's her. So now we go into melee because you don't know where he is. What are you going to do? Do you want to attack the woman in front of you? What are you looking to do?
How far between the woman and Rose?
What is your celerity abilities?
The only one I have is rapid reflexes. I'm more interested in distance. Yeah,
you can cover the distance certainly in a round.
I'm more interested in. Okay, Dakota's staring down this woman, right with the stake. Dakota takes stance. I've been practicing this, everybody, and Dakota lets out a kick, and I want to kick her right in the center portion of her body and try to push her back towards Rose.
Absolutely. Okay, I see what you're doing. Absolutely. Do you want to rouse the blood?
Sure. You know what? What's the worst that can happen if I get a 4 hunger? I eat Rose?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm sold.
You're 4 hunger.
Perfect.
And,
the fates want it to happen.
Nice.
They want it to happen, everybody.
Go ahead and roll me your
strength brawl plus karate and 2.
Yep, plus karate.
That adds a 3 to this pool.
She's going to be trying to hit you in the heart with this attack, but she's going to be taking quite a penalty,
that
obviously.
Wasn't a great roll for me.
What's your willpower?
My willpower is only at 3. I could take the willpower. It is a 5.
I just want to know what you're going to do before I roll. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, because the question is, I'm guessing she's going to try to attack me, so she's not dodging my kick.
Oh, she's coming at you with a stake.
Yeah. I
need to crit, basically, to do this.
Okay, cool. Great. Bring it on. Why not? Let's stick with the 5.
Because she's basically what's considered a called shot to the heart. She's trying to end it, but that's really difficult. She takes a huge minus. I want to say it's a -3. After she rolls, she removes 3 successes from her roll. She's just going to be rolling her 60-10 pool as always. No, I rolled 3 successes. So what we see as you stand up and you see just for a moment Rose do something quickly with her own shadow, quickly detaching from her. This woman charges you, stake in hand. She doesn't have a grin on her face or any narcissistic evil look. She just looks focused and determined. She raises she brings the stake up across her chest like so. And as you're both about to collide, she swings it outward to try and just kind of hit right where the heart is. However, Dakota, you were prepared. This is something you've been working on actually for a few weeks in terms of karate, but now in this particular moment with you and the beast working as one, the focus is unbreakable. And as the two of you run at one another, she swings, and we just see off to the side, again, a profile shot of Dakota, who already ran sort of hunched at her, just drop a little lower. That looks ever so slightly unnatural to do as she swings over where her heart would have been. Dakota now like a good 6 inches shorter than she was. And as she brings herself up and kind of follows the rear of the hand that misses, your foot rises, and with a solid kick right into the center, you feel the hips themselves, or the ribs themselves, crack and collapse in as you...
Because the 2 difference, right? Plus the 2 from what my ability that I activated earlier.
So you did a total
4.
of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how much damage total did you do?
Does she negate?
She is going to remove. Yeah, she's going to. No, yeah, she does not do any damage to you. I'm curious how much you do to her. My apologies.
Because
you did 3 plus the 2.
Plus the 2, so 5.
5. Okay. So as I said, you can feel the ribs give way. And as your foot fully connects the steel-toed boots, there's actually a brief moment of a slight bright red mist as you see one of the ribs, or can tell one of the ribs breaks through the skin on the side, and she gets sent up and off of her feet, flying backwards, hitting the ground, skidding once or twice until she collides with Rose's legs, who needs to make a Dex Athletics roll in this moment.
Exactly what I wanted to happen.
Yeah, she's only gonna that. Oh my God. I needed more than 1 success. And as she quickly attempts to overstep the body careening at her that she wasn't expecting, she's caught off guard as she's only just coming to after performing a very quick discipline. And it sends her forward face first into the dirt. which leaves just one more person who's not around.
Right.
A wits awareness, please, Dakota.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to rouse for this one.
I need you to beat a difficulty of 3 here. I'm just going to give you the difficulty I'm looking for.
That's going to be tough, everybody, but we're gonna hope for the best. 1 success. A little too focused on my karate kick. Gotta get my form right.
Or hunger. It's actually just as he's about to connect that you realize he's behind you. And as he's about to swing, you actually whip around to see this gentleman who had disappeared behind a pole throw a stake directly into your chest.
Cool.
But as he's about to collide and the wooden tip graze your skin, a large shotgun blast echoes out across the field, and he stops. He looks confused as he looks down, and he sees his entire stomach exposed from his right side. Guts that spilled forward immediately turn to ash as he stumbles backward and is in a bit of a confusion. You see behind him, obviously, Grant, and he just says, "That's the only one I got. I haven't reloaded yet."
Stop talking, Grant!
Panicking to reload his shotgun. And the guy's not dead. He's taking a lot of goddamn damage.
Okay, cool. Cool.
My question, this is the last round.
Uh-huh.
So who are you going for in this round? That's what I want to know. Because you have the guy who stumbled. Okay, you're going for Rose?
Yep.
Make me your strength brawl.
I want to pick her up by the tuft of her hair and wrap my hand around her throat. I basically want to grapple her to my body.
Strength brawl me.
Okay.
She doesn't have that much, but I'm gonna rouse the blood for her. She needs it for this.
1.
Hunger, she's it. Okay, 3 hunger now.
There. Pool size 1 modifier. We're gonna just see how this goes. Oh, that was bad for me. Yeah, I'm gonna willpower
3.
I'm gonna have to try. Dice to roll 3. I got.
Damn. Okay, well, I could roll bad, so we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, that's true.
She can't willpower. I'm not going to let her anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Yep, she succeeds.
And as you reach down to grab her, you're just there in time. She actually looks behind her. She reaches her left hand out, and her index finger just barely is able to touch her own shadow. And as it does so, she almost falls into the ground. The shadow itself runs off into an area that's not lit. And as you quickly look around, the guy grasping himself kind of looks to you and steps backward into a shadow. And the woman herself takes a minute. You can tell, Dakota, you've been there. The anger, or rather the frustration on her face turned to anger. And she, in the moment, may be able to be pushed over the edge.
Really?
If you would like to make a manipulation, intimidate roll, you may be able to provoke her into a frenzy, is what I'm saying.
I would really love that, actually. Yeah, Dakota just simply, as she misses Rose, Dakota looks down, or at her, and maybe Dakota probably says, "Are you gonna run and hide in your shadow too?"
Make me a roll.
Do I get any bonuses for being frenzied?
I'll give you I will give you a +1 for the situation in general.
Okay, cool. It's a manipulation. It's a 1. Derp. I only got a 2.
Yeah, 2. Do you want to? I mean, you could willpower for the 1. Okay,
No,
so she's gonna make a resist roll, but she's gonna take a penalty now. There's like I said, there's that moment of hesitation. And you say, are you going to go run and hide in your shadow? And she looks to the side where she would probably go if she didn't decide to say, fuck it, and take you on her own. And she charges you.
Cool.
We don't need to go through a whole combat here. She's outnumbered. Grant can reload by the time she arrives. Are you looking to kill her? Or are you looking to take her down?
Oh, this is, you know what I want to do? Okay. Well, I guess, okay, so the thing about being a gangrel in my frenzy is that I am in control. It's not out of control.
No, yeah, but you still feel and you're at a hunger 4 right now.
I am.
So being at a hunger 4, you're barely in control. Certainly, you've been in control and working with your beef for as long as you have, but when the hunger comes, It doesn't matter. You are merely a passenger of this vessel.
I don't know that I want to drink her to diablerie.
But you're going to feed on her.
But I am going to feed on her.
Okay, because she's frenzying, I am going to require an opposed strength grapple roll from both of you.
Sure.
She's frenzying as well, so, it's just like rage as you're trying to one-up each other, but you have a bit of an upper hand on this one. We'll see. I rolled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, yeah. Would you like to reroll 3 of those?
I'm gonna willpower. Reroll 3. I can do 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Why not? I would really like to drink her dry. I mean, if she's dead, she's dead. So I got 5.
3, 4,
and it wasn't a 10, right? Yeah. No.
6. Yeah. So. Well, yeah. Actually, I'm gonna give it to you because I forgot to give her a penalty on something. My apologies. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Because she's in frenzy now.
So the thing is, you're both. Yeah, she's frenzying, absolutely. And it would be a tie essentially with the penalty I'm giving her. And ties go to you. So you didn't bestial fail. In this, you're able to bite her.
Mm-hmm.
So that will do 2 aggravated damage to her immediately, just because it is combat and it is not being given willingly, and you did overcome the roll. You need to make me a resist hunger frenzy check now as you drink the blood.
Resist frenzy. Is that how I do that?
There's a button for it, I think.
Yeah, I succeeded.
You
with a 5.
Succeeded.
I want to get her down to the bare bottoms, like when she's just like nothing left. She's the end of the Capri Sun before she gets all wrinkly. I basically, I want to put her into torpor.
You take 5 from her, or rather 4 from her, because she would only have, because she didn't use her ability didn't cost anything, so she was at full hunger. So you take 4 from her, effectively putting her at 5 and putting her into a hunger torpor. Yes. She struggles for a bit, but after that first dot is taken, and then the second, it's her resistance slows, though she still tries, until eventually her eyes remain open as she stares beyond you, and her body goes stiff and limp and then stiff.
All I do,
you lay her onto the ground,
is grab her by the hair and kind of sling her body about a little bit and drag her towards Grant. I go, "This is what torpor looks like," and I drop her limp, her stiff body at his feet.
And as you drop the stiff body at his feet, and Grant has a look of true, and not in a comedic way, but like true shock and perhaps even disgust a little bit, watching everything kind of happen. We fade to black, and we'll come back from break in about 5 to 10 minutes, everybody.
Okay, everybody. We'll see you at the top of the hour. My gosh. Okay.
Yeah, we got to see Dakota take
time for keys, labyrinths, and cute dates. We'll be back at the next half, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back from break. I hope you enjoyed. Take a little breather. We got a little bit of a gangrel going feral before break, and yeah, we'll see what the results of that are down the line as we continue. But I just want to say thank you guys for watching. If you're jumping in right now after the break, hey, if you're a sub, just go watch the VOD. You can watch it right now. And if you're not a sub and want to, hey, sub and go watch the VOD. If not, you can wait a few days, and this will be over at youtube.com/roll for it. That's all I got to say. I want to jump back in. So let's set the scene, rein things in, and see what Ollie is up to in the moment. Ollie, you've been walking for seems like hours. You're not sure if this hallway is ever going to end. In fact, you're pretty certain you've been walking backwards longer than you ever walked forwards. But at the same time, you know at this point that time is not quite as steady down here. There have been times where the four of you have gotten lost and the time downs did not compare to the amount of time that was lost above. So it's not that you may lose time, but certainly the longer you spend, the more lost you could become. How long would Ollie walk until he would do something, if at all? Maybe he would just walk until something happened.
I mean, and probably until he saw some change, right? If he saw the walls change, maybe move to something that's done by like man-made hands, he would start looking for signs, symbols, anything that might be able to guide him. He knows that Snitch isn't going to go out of his way to stop this. This is the person that he sent. So if there's anything that could help him, maybe some of the symbolism, labyrinthine signs, he's just going to keep going. That's kind of Ollie's deal, right? He just doesn't give up.
Oh, absolutely. That goes on until he decides to give up.
Okay. I don't know what that looks like.
Good question. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. While you and the salubri try to backtrack. When you turn around, it's not like the door is right behind you. Just like in front of you, now behind you, seems to be an endless sea of nothing. The hallway disappears into darkness quite quickly on both sides.
Probably start it's muttering at this point. It's like, I've walked these halls for years. I've seen some weird shit. But they all end.
She kind of, I imagine she hears that, so she's like, being carried on your back at that. And she goes, well, what's different this time?
It's not ending. I'm not seeing any of the weird shit.
Did you do something different?
No, I'm not seeing any buildings. I'm not hearing the sounds of creatures. I'm not hearing or seeing anything, Val.
Are we trapped?
Yeah, we might be.
Well, there's two directions. I can go one way, you can go the other, and we can try to cover ground.
Doesn't really seem like a good idea.
No, I don't think so either, but what the hell else are we going to do?
I don't know, but I'm not going to let you go. I'm not going to let you wander this place alone.
I am not going, I'm not arguing. I just don't know what else to do. I guess keep walking.
And just sit for a minute and think.
Okay. And, she kind of scrambles down off your back and leans up against one of the sides of the brick wall and plops down with like a half-hearted motion, or demeanor is the word I'm looking for.
The first time I thought this place was something different. My coder and I were here. We were walking, and we were down here way later than we should have been. We knew it was way later. We slid into what we thought was a little alcove, and it like bricked itself off, created this hole or a home. And then when we woke back up, we were separated. It's like it moved us. It's like it moves you where it wants to move you. And that's what it's most confusing right now, is when I accept that I'm not seeing where it wants me to go, other than back to that door, but I can't get through it without that key. There was no handle. There was nothing. I could try to brute force it, but if I break it, then what the hell do I do?
What? Who made this place? Why?
That's a great question. And
sounds like, what are those, like a warlock people? The Chantry. They live in
the Tremere.
Is this like one of their things?
I think they probably had something to do with it, yeah. But if I'm being honest, I don't think it's someone who's alive anymore. I think it's long forgotten man who made this place. I never got a name. But I think it's...
You think this is like a person?
A person made this.
Oh, I thought you were trying... Oh, man, I was very confused.
But I don't think this place isn't not a person either.
Yeah, you told me you think it's like alive.
It's like an entity. I don't know.
Why do you risk coming down here then?
Because we circumvent so many things. You can move faster. Time moves different down here. We can be down here 10 minutes, and when we come back up, an hour's passed, 2 hours passed. We can be down here a couple of days, and we'll come back up, and it's the same night. Everything's different here. And the thing is, we don't have to see the light of day. We don't have to worry about being hunted by Inquisition. Hunters don't move down here. They would get eaten up.
Okay, so how does that help us right now?
I don't know, but it's like we gotta prove something. If it's what I think it is, if it's alive, if it's a construct or an entity and it's alive.
Well, if it's alive and it's doing something, then it clearly has hypothetically, I guess, has motivation.
At least, yeah.
So it wants something. That's what you think.
Could you care to humor me for a moment?
Yeah, what's up?
What would you say if I asked you to maybe prick your finger and put some of your blood on the floor?
Listen, I didn't get a lot of education, but that was rule 1 of being what I am. No, I don't want to do that. If this thing is alive and it gets a taste for salubri blood, I don't know what that means for me.
Well, it's still got me to deal with.
It's clearly able to do that. I didn't mean that as an insult. I just...
No insult taken. No, don't worry about it. Look, I think you're kind of trespassing, right? You got nothing to offer this place.
So why won't it just let me out then?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure how long you've been in America, but like you break into someone's house, you might be lucky to get out. Might, but you know how things can be. People get a little wild.
Yeah. I'm not any more nervous at all now. So okay, we have 2 directions to go. What do we do?
Well, we can go back that way. We can go back for a while.
You tell me.
come on. You know, we don't get tired, so.
Yeah.
Or just
do you want her
confusing
to
than
walk
anything.
with you, or do you want to once again like put her on your back now that you're not necessarily rushing?
I don't really want her out of touch.
Yeah, that's fine. That's just like, do you want her carry her then on your back?
What is she? Is that what she wants?
No,
does
she'll
she just-
walk. She seems to just start walking normally, unless you otherwise dictate.
If she's gonna walk in front, then I'm gonna stay close, just so I can. If something were to happen, if something were to like reach out, try to touch and or grab, I've got to be able to react.
Oh yeah, no problem. I fully understand what you're trying to say. So you're trying to keep within a certain distance of her.
Yes.
Yeah. And you continue to walk back the way you came. In about 3 or 4 minutes, you meet the door again. Well, that
Okay.
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. Yeah. This is what I mean. It's got a goal in mind. So.
Okay, I have an idea. Okay, let's go down the hall and mark a place on the ground and then come back to the door. And then if we go back and see if it's there, maybe it moved, maybe it didn't. And then at least tell me, maybe it'll just tell us if the thing's moving.
Touch the door.
She reaches out with her hand and does so. It's really cold.
I touch the door as well.
It's cold.
Can I try to open the door?
You're welcome to do anything you'd like. Strength brawl?
Yeah, I'm
What are
gonna
you
try
doing?
to. I'm gonna try to get my fingers around the edge of it, the lip of it, if I can.
Okay, I see. Yep, I know what you're trying to. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So you said strength brawl, huh? Or do you want something
Strength-
else?
I mean, yeah, I guess it would be like strength brawl. I mean, you could just try and. Are you going to try and punch out some of the brick around it to like grab around it? Or are you just trying to like wedge your fingers into?
Just trying
whatever?
to wedge my finger into it to
It's
get a little
flush
of it.
against brick. I will say
Okay.
that. Like, there's no
Like all the way
and you're-
around, top,
yeah,
bottom?
all the way down. It's flush against the brick, and you are a boxer build. Your fingers are big.
All right, man. Look, you brought us back here. It's not like I can just reach in my pockets and pull out a key. And like he's like feeling around his
Yeah, making
suit.
an open like miming of it. Me either. And she kind of just like tries to show, I don't have anything.
So you got to work with us here. You either got to let me go back and get the key, or you got to let me in the door.
Valerie's looking around.
You said there's a keyhole, right?
Yep. No door handle though.
Can I look through the keyhole, or is it just like
No, you
just
can-
dark and
You can go ahead and give me a shot.
sure?
It's awareness.
Yeah. Not my worst roll. When I roll all failures, yeah, that'll do big.
Are you going to keep it?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
It's just dark as fuck in there. I can't
Literally,
see
it's
anything.
exactly. It's just pure darkness. You see nothing. I mean, I don't know what else to do. Maybe can you? What if we go down away from the door and then you punch, tear through the brick? Is there a way to get through it?
Let me try. I'm gonna try that.
Do you go away from the door? Or do you stay near the door and try to punch the brick out around it?
I'm gonna try to like kind of push my fingers into the brick around it.
Go ahead, give me a strength brawl.
Yeah, you got it. Whoops. Seven successes.
Whoa, baby, look at that fucking crit. So as you describe, you reach your hand up to the flush side of what would be where the door frame should be, up against the door, and with a force, you start pushing your way through the brick. The brick itself begins to kick away and dust. There'd be some heat certainly, but not that it matters much to you. And as you continue to do so, the concrete continues to pour away. And you feel on the side, your best you can. I imagine you got your fingertips right up against the door, and you feel around the side, and that doesn't make any sense. And you maybe claw away at a bigger part and start to feel, and all you feel is more brick. As you look to the hole, the door itself is maybe an inch thick, and there seems to be nothing but brick behind it.
Well, that's not confusing. Look, I'm not an architect, pal. Okay, What is the jam allocation here? All right, I don't have a key.
Well, she steps forward. I don't know what to do. If we go, maybe if we go away and come back, it'll be different. I don't know. Well,
Sure, we'll play that. We'll play it up.
Okay. And she like a little bit of energy, seeing that you're giving one of her ideas a shot, and you run. You kind of not run, but you walk away to where it's out of sight. Turn around, walk back, and the door stands there, but the brick is repaired.
See what I mean? It fixes itself. Sets everything up on its own.
I don't get it. What if there's two doors? Maybe there's a door, the one that you did, like you did the damage to the brick, and then this one.
We walked in a straight line.
Yeah, I know, but this thing is all healed up, and it shouldn't be.
Val, I think it wants me to leave you alone.
Why?
It either wants me to go back and get the key, or it wants me to leave you alone.
Like, leave me here?
It keeps guiding us here.
No. I don't want to. No. How do you know that? That's a weird assumption to make.
Okay. All right. You got to set aside your concerns, worries, and fears about what sounds rational and what's not rational. There was a period in time where we just believed the vampires were a work of fiction. It's on TV. Lo and behold, here we are, sucking blood and sleeping during the day.
Oh, when you put it like that. Okay. Are you going to leave me here?
I don't want to. I'm not going to do anything to make you feel uncomfortable.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to be comfortable till I'm out of here.
Tell me what you want to do.
I want to leave.
Okay, then let's keep trying.
Okay. You have any other ideas?
Well, I could try to claw my way out.
It seems like it's not going to work.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But I'm not seeing a whole lot of other options right now. Look, like I said, you always have the option. You could just make an offering.
I don't want. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. All right. You know what? I'll stay at the door, and then we'll. You walk 5 feet. We talk. We make sure we stay in contact with one another. And I say you go out and carve out a piece of the wall, come back, and then we go and check it. And that way we can see, one, if it wants me, but two, you at least know where to get me. I won't walk away, you will. So you think that'll work?
I don't know, but I'm willing to try. All right, look, I'll start. You let me know if you hear anything, okay? If anything feels weird, if anything sounds strange.
I'm gonna hum, and just so you can keep hearing me. I'm just really nervous.
Yeah, I'll walk 5 feet away. I'm gonna back up 5 feet.
Sure. You keep her in sight?
Yeah.
As long as you watch her and she's humming Mary Had a Little Lamb, very nervously, you can hear it in her voice. She's still there, rocking back and forth, humming, and she's looking at you, and you're looking at her.
You doing okay? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
She gives you a thumbs up.
All right. I'm gonna walk 5 more feet.
Oh God. We'll say you 5 feet. You can still see her from here. She's not necessarily like quieter. It's just now a lot of the humming is more got that reverb.
It's a resonance
behind it.
Yeah.
He gives a thumbs up. I'm still good. I can still see you. This so far, so good.
I'd take a few more steps back.
Okay. Are you trying to move to a point where you can't see her anymore? Because you're very close to that point, because there's not a lot of light down here. In fact, what eerie little light there is doesn't seem to be coming from anywhere notable. So did you want to step it back?
You got to help me understand here, man. You got to help me.
Are you saying that as you take a few more steps?
I'm not trying to like be loud about it.
No, I know. So you don't want her to hear you from talking. Sorry, to clarify, just did you want to keep moving till she's out of sight?
I'm just gonna take a few more steps back and see if I get anything. Give
As
me
you
a
take
sign.
a few more steps back, you can still hear her, and you can still kind of see her, but she's much smaller. Like, she's at this point, we'll say you're 15 feet away.
Yeah.
That's a decent distance. Like from me to there.
You gotta give me a sign. Gotta tell me what I'm supposed to do here. I'm not trying to traverse in your place, mess and muck this all up. But so far, she seems like one of the good ones. I know you got a lot of shit running through you right now.
Is Ollie like, are you in your mind making like a roll? Are you trying to like persuade whatever this thing is?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
You're welcome to make me a charisma persuasion check or a manipulation persuasion, your choice.
Let's see here. Those aren't particularly great. So you know what? I'm gonna go with the charisma. I'm trying to like really positively lean here. I'm not trying to manipulate.
Oh yeah, you're not trying to. I get you.
Can I rouse for this?
Your call. You get hungry?
Yeah.
What are you at?
2.
Okay, not bad.
So that's persuasion, charisma. 3 successes.
Did you add your +2 to that?
I did.
Cool. And you're saying that as you're quietly taking steps back and just like you said, you're not doing it in a way where she can hear you. You're just trying to anything that can hear you. Please, you're out of ideas. Then you take another step and another step, and eventually it comes to a point where it gets too dark to see her. And you're mid-sentence when that point happens, and as you're like, "Come on, man, just give me anything." As soon as you finish, you can no longer hear her humming.
I'm going to move back to that door. I'm going to make sure that my hands are touching the walls just in case I feel anything that feels a little off.
Yeah.
And make my way
as
back.
you begin to, do you like run or are you just like quickly walking?
Start kind of walk and it moves into a jog, and you probably hear Val.
And that reverberates through this echoed hallway as the right side brick wall sort of begins to give way and become concrete. And on your left, a familiar feeling of the entrance to your bar.
Fuck.
On fuck, we cut. The sounds of dinner retake our ears. Nero, with a smile on his face, leans back and awaits more from Miss Ava.
And I think Ava is going to. Nero, I really like you, and I like spending time with you.
You are a lovely woman yourself, Miss Ava Heloise.
But
a rare toreador I can stand.
He smiles at that. I don't think I can do this.
Do what? His smiling and friendly posture changes. His arms grow closer, and his body language grows tighter, and a look of concern on his face.
Anybody that I've gotten close with, things end badly, usually. I'm dangerous. And
he actually openly chuckles at that. Now you're starting to sound like every other toreador.
I know. Maybe I'm not as unique as you think, but also I think I've gotten involved with things that maybe it's best. Maybe it's best you
Ava
don't.
Heloise, are you in danger?
Maybe.
Do you need help?
No, I don't need help. I can take care of it. But I don't know if you want to get involved, is what I'm saying.
While you may have been trying to draw my concern, you've instead taken my curiosity. And I have lived a long, long unlife, Miss Heloise. I have seen things you couldn't imagine, and I still lack a solid grasp on so much of what meaning of being a kindred means. Whatever it is that you have to say, or whatever may be hunting you, I am no fresh lick or no neonate. I understand how our lives work, even if this modern day perplexes me.
You've seen much. Have you ever seen anything older than yourself, kindred older than yourself?
I believe one teaches at the university here in the city.
Yes, of course. What about things that involve
Miss Heloise, if I wasn't aware of what we were, I'd think you were flirting again.
what about things that go all the way back to the very first of a clan?
There are rumors, legends, scholars across different clans have different ideas and theories. I'm curious what yours is. The very first of a clan, an antediluvian. Those who are worshipped as gods by some. To be honest with you, I don't even necessarily think they exist.
Maybe they don't. Maybe they do. Some
Are
would
you
even
about to
hate
tell
them.
me you believe an antediluvian is knocking on your doorstep, trying to take you down, Miss Heloise?
Not me.
Have you been hanging out with a Malkavian recently?
No, Nero, I've not. I've been hanging with too many Lasombra lately. I've seen your eyes, your gaze. You
You have a
are
unique
very
gift. Perhaps you've tasted the blood of one of the shadow dancers before. It wouldn't surprise me if that's how you got perhaps some of your more unique disciplines.
you're observant, you're smart, and you have similar gifts to what I have.
You flatter me.
You've seen. You've had visions.
I am gifted with aspects, yes.
Have you
As
seen
you
any?
are.
Have you seen anything about this city?
Yes, I have. Though I've seen many things about the city, and not all of them necessarily carry the same weight. This city has a rich history, Miss Heloise. It has seen tragedy after tragedy. Miss Heloise, have I not earned your trust?
I think the reason that I felt close to Celia, the reason I've felt this is because I think I'm more connected to Lasombra than I want to be. Perhaps, what if I told you that there was a Lasombra that I've been involved with that is very, very old, older than you, as old as the one that teaches at the university?
I'd say, if you were speaking truth, they've done an excellent job at not making themselves known.
You think so?
One of that age is typically not exactly easy to hide away.
What if they
Ava.
were hiding in me or with me?
Oh, my dear Heloise, have you performed a dark rite? The act
Perhaps.
of diablerie is
No,
frowned upon and illegal.
not diablerie.
Are you sure? And he actually takes a moment. And as he gazes upon you, you watch his eyes almost get a sheen over them for just a half of a second, like when a bright light hits Cat's eyes.
Okay.
And he looks into your aura, specifically.
Oh, shit. Okay.
But when was the last time you diablerized? How long ago was that?
This was a very long time ago.
Yeah, the tendrils, I think, are gone from your aura.
Yeah, it would have been over.
Yeah, because it was just Cammy, right?
Yeah, it was just Camille.
Yeah.
It's been years. So
Yeah, it's been a very, very long time. Over a decade, I think. So he takes a moment, and you see again that twinkle in his eyes, though. If you weren't what you were, you likely wouldn't have caught it so easily. And he shakes his head. I see no traces of a taint and remnant clinging to whom you are.
it's not that. And I extend my hand to his. I don't know I don't know my powers. I
Because you don't know.
Yeah. I don't know anything about Oblivion, so we're gonna ignore that.
What are you trying to do in this moment? You want to use an Oblivion power on him?
No, maybe I don't know if share the senses would be a good thing. I kind of want to give him because he also has aspects. So
senses.
I want to give him some sort of vision of what I have. And
sharing the senses, you would simply be able to feel his.
Yeah, I don't think
he could use it on you if you'd like.
No, okay, this isn't it either. Okay.
But you would know, having been practiced in that discipline for a long time, it is extremely limited. He gets to choose one sense, and he's just going to see what you see. So if you're trying to, I don't know, what are you trying to?
Are there people around us?
Oh yeah, of course.
And what's the illumination of this room right now?
Low light, a nice romantic dinner, kind of like at a nice fancy restaurant.
Okay. I'm really playing with fire here. I really want to show him the shadow, get him to see it and notice it.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay.
But I don't know. I still don't know how I can do that.
Yeah, I do. You're gonna try and use a power you don't know you can use. So I told you the penalties and the risk coming with that.
Yes,
but very simply, shadow cast.
Okay.
If you can, which is a level 2 ability, and it's that's what Rose did in combat. She detached her shadow. That's shadow cast. You're able to maneuver the shadow. Let's see. So power conjures a supernatural shadow from a vampire's body. The user can cast this shadow. Yeah. So it would basically be. I mean, it's risky. It's risky. So you're gonna I believe you're going to be taking a stain for using it, or rolling to see if you take a stain rather.
Yes, I think I have to roll.
Yeah, because you're using an Oblivion power. And 2, you don't know how to use this, so you're kind of using in a shadow that you're not aware of using. And last time I told you that comes with a risk, and I am going to need a resolve composure roll from you before anything, as you willingly tap into the shadow.
Resolve
composure. It's two main stats.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Sorry, Nero. You should have just walked away, man. Okay. I rolled.
You want a willpower and add 2 more to that, or reroll 2 of those? You could have roused as well and added 2 to that. Your call.
Shit, I should have roused.
Rouse if you want to. You can rouse now and just roll 2 more dice.
All right.
Okay, you get hungry.
All right, I'm gonna roll 2 more. I'm just gonna roll 2d10.
Mhm.
Oh,
You add another success to that. Now, if you want to use a willpower, you get to re-roll 3 total.
I'm gonna hold the willpower for now. I'm
Okay.
limited.
The next thing I'm going to have you do before I let you know if you succeed or fail is I need you to roll me a rouse check. Oh, I need you to roll me another rouse check. This is just to activate the ability.
Okay.
Okay. No hunger from that. And because as Ava's like essentially wanting to show him that her shadow is independent in some fashion, the dip into the shadow to reach for some sort of discipline or ability comes blindly. Something Saito would be so proud of you for doing. You have a basic understanding of how this thing works and nothing more. And so, as you dip in, without realizing what you're using, you use Shadow Cast. You will the blood to thicken, to move its essence to the abyss on a metaphysical level. And your shadow is more or less independent from you. While you cast spells for mechanics, you no longer have to worry about doing the casting. The shadow does it for you. However, it also comes with the fact that you did not roll the 4 successes I'm looking for resolve and composure. And so the shadow moves utterly out of sync and entirely independent from you. It is immediately obvious to Nero. Then you've tasted the blood of a shadow dancer.
I suppose I have.
It is not uncommon for those close to each other to share the blood, to teach each other. So it comes with its risks, especially when they inevitably turn against you, but it is nothing to be frowned upon, Ava. Whomever you drank from, or perhaps diablerized many years ago, is none of my concern.
It's more complicated than that. It really is. But I know that it's really dangerous. That's all you need to know.
You've come this far, why not say what's on your mind? You've led me to the edge, but refused to tell me to jump.
Because I don't want anything bad to happen to you like everybody else.
I didn't know you looked or thought so little of me, Miss Eloise.
It's quite the opposite, but
So if I'm to take you at face value, you've gotten yourself involved with an elder, shall we say, of the Shadow Clan. Whether you've committed diablerie or simply tasted their vitae, one way or another, you've come into the gift of their abilities on some scale. Is this where you tell me your allegiance is not to Toreador, but it is La Sombra, and that is why you're so concerned?
no, I just...
It isn't the most unintelligent political move, as they've been welcomed back to Chicago.
I want your help. You know a lot, and you are not like other Toreador.
You flatter me.
But this goes beyond you and beyond me. You say elder, but it's older than elder. This goes way back. Which is why I brought up antediluvian. And it may threaten the entire city. And that's all these things I was talking to you about, world-ending stuff. I wasn't joking, or I wasn't just talking about weird visions I've had. It's real. I've seen it, not just in a vision. I've seen it firsthand. And
You wouldn't be the. Please.
I want you to help.
You wouldn't be the first to preach Gehenna, and yet it has yet to come. I don't wish to diminish what you say. You are talented and powerful and persuasive. You've come a long way in your short few decades here in Chicago. But all kindred can find themselves lost to the conspiracies and paranoia. Is there something you wish to show me then?
Nero! Come on, man.
He actually will continue. I don't even believe the Sombra know who their clan originator is. There are many rumors amongst the scholars, but and again, many of the Sombra have avoided the Camarilla until recently.
All right.
But let us say I take you at your word sight unseen. How can I help you with this? What is it that I could do to help prevent something that seems unstoppable? Are you aware of the prophecy of Gehenna?
I am aware of it, yes. But this isn't about Gehenna. This is about something different. This is about eternal night. Something else that is very scary.
You are truly sounding like a Gehenna believer. Eternal night is one of the many theories they have, but it is not to say they are incorrect. From certain perspectives, the signs of Gehenna could be all around us. People say the thin bloods are a sign. The elders walking away to a call that cannot be heard.
You know so much, Nero, but so little at the same time. I really, truly...
Back to my original question then. How could I help you?
The music you've been hearing. The music that woke you up.
Yes.
It must be connected to the things that I've been hearing.
Have you been hearing the same song?
Yes, I have. Which means perhaps you're connected to this too, which is what I'm trying to figure out.
Shared visions is uncommon but not unheard of. Is this something you want to attempt to do? Perhaps I could reach out to an old friend at the Chantry, have perform a ritual, a tying of our visions, shared aspects. It would come at a cost and petty politics, but
I've tried that before, and
he actually thinks for a minute. Yes, but
I'm not quite sure yet what we can do. I feel like we're on the cusp of something, but I'm not quite there. It seems you don't know either, and that's okay. What this all means, what this music that we're hearing, the things that I've been seeing, the things that Celia's been hearing. I'm not quite sure what it all means just yet, but we're almost there to find out what it is.
I truly, I mean to take you seriously, Miss Heloise. I do. And of course, it's not to say you're wrong. Everyone else has been, though. If you could show me proof, definitive, something beyond the visions that we've shared. And I only say that because you must have had visions too in the past that haven't always dictated exactly the message they are trying to portray. Perhaps this doom that we are seeing and seeing it together is more representative of our own person, perhaps our own clocks are coming to its end.
These visions that you have, do you ever see something in the center of the city?
The very few that I've had, not more than the one that we shared. A large pit.
The pit. Do you know where that is in the city? If you think about the vision, where
We have him make a roll.
where it takes you.
He takes a minute, thinks. I never thought to try and orient myself. I always thought it was more of abstract. Are you saying it is oriented, I guess?
Yes, I think it is.
Do you know to where?
I think it's tied to a certain part of the city. I think it might be Chinatown. Have you ever been there?
No, it is off limits by the Chantry's law.
It's a dangerous place.
Yes, they've been trying to figure it out, but either they have and are keeping it secret, or they haven't. Both could be equally true.
These visions lead me there, and I think there's something underneath the city.
In Chinatown.
Yes.
And you believe the Tremere are involved?
Not necessarily.
You believe them to be as blind as you or I?
I don't know what the Tremere know. They keep things to themselves.
Yes. Infuriating. Yet still they are necessary. And there's clear poison that drips from his lips when he says them, talks about them.
No, I think it's off limits because there's a secret there that not the Tremere are trying to keep from us.
One
Something
they're also
else.
trying to figure out.
Perhaps, yes.
Then, my dear Heloise, my dear Miss Heloise, allow me to help there. Let me see if I can speak to any. I will play politics nicely if need be. While most of those I knew there are no longer, there are still a few that remember my name. Perhaps I can see if I can figure out what they know. I can't make any promises, though.
Just look, I know what I've told you right now. You've already told me is some nonsense talk in a way.
Please, Miss Heloise, I do not mean to imply it is nonsense. Visions always try and portray a message. Your interpretation is not incorrect. It is just one that I've heard many times over the years.
Just, I trust you.
And I you.
The shadow stuff, keep it between us for now.
I will. As Celia remains between you and I.
Yes.
Well, as much as I would love to ere back into polite conversation, it seems the restaurant is closing.
Yes.
Miss Heloise, as always, it was pleasant and enlightening. Same time next week.
Of course.
I look forward to it. I'll have reservations waiting.
See you next week.
And I you. And he stands, places his empty wine glass down on the table, begins to have jovial conversation with the folk band, as he always does at the end of every dinner. And as they're giggling and laughing, he walks backstage with them. Ava, you leave.
Yes.
Ollie, you leave the labyrinth and head to your bar.
I don't really think I've got a lot of a choice here.
I would say, do you try? Do you see if it leads anywhere? Or do you just accept? I'm curious. I mean, you were frustrated down there for a while.
Go back and get that key.
So you make your way out of the labyrinth, squeezing through. And as you're kind of climbing out into the basement of the Lights Out pub, you actually hear Grant, God, this bitch is fucking heavy. And he's like, you hear a dragging sound as then Dakota's footsteps would follow behind. You, I assume, brought her unconscious back.
Oh, no.
Door?
We had a plan, which is to fix Grant. He dies in like a few hours, right?
Oh, yeah. You kill her and it'll fix it.
But we didn't kill her. So I got to do the original plan, which is take Grant to go see the Witch of the Yards to hope that she can cure him of what of the count.
You were gonna bring her back and have the salubri try and do something.
My plan was to drop her in the van. Actually, you know what? I'd probably drag her limp body with Grant into the Witch of the Yards. I'm taking her with me. I don't need him to come back for her body. Yeah.
Totally fine. I will okay, we'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
Ollie, you swing on the inside, quickly run over to your chest and you listen. And it sounds as though business is fine, but you don't hear the definitive voices of Grant or Dakota.
Okay.
Ava, however, at this particular moment, would be coming into the restaurant. And you would hear, I imagine, through the back door, because Ava's got a lot to talk about, not going through the public. And Ava, you're not greeted with a wry and misogynistic Grant. Instead, it's silent back here as one of your no-names that you've hired as a temp cook occasionally is back there, and he smiles at you and waves and goes back to flipping burgers. And the burgers look good. However, they just don't look as juicy or delicious as when Grant cooks them for whatever reason. And as you walk in, do you call for anybody, or do you just kind of walk in?
Where's
so you shout, you call out, and Ollie, you would hear Ava's voice as you open the chest to look at the key. You hear Ava upstairs, guys.
I call up. We're down here.
And
are you decent?
Enough.
Unless somebody asks.
Look,
Ava goes.
Ask.
Ava makes her way quickly down the stairs, and he's in his bedroom.
May I come in?
You're being incredibly polite right now.
I am, aren't I?
Yeah. Come on. What are you waiting on?
What's going on? Where's Dakota?
Oh man. Okay. So I'm gonna give this to you. I'm gonna give you the quick and dirty. All right.
Wait a minute. Okay, so I was away for a night, and the two of you were alone. Okay, so lay it on me, Ollie. What mischief have the two of you gotten into?
She teases her hair and grabs a crate, crosses her legs, sits down, attentive.
Well, I'm not going to embellish much, but take notes if you like. I'm going to do this kind of fast.
Okay.
Dakota wanted to see Snitch. We went to see Snitch. She laid it on him that Bella has a thing for him. He kind of already knew that. He also thought that it's basically the end of times, and he was trying to throw his lot in with you know who. And somehow we convinced him that that is not the case, that it's not the end all be all. It's not end of times. It's still an opportunity. So he said that someone would be coming by the bar. Didn't know that someone was going to have a bit of a tail, a bolo for a salubri. You know what a salubri is?
Ava, I would need a intelligence occult on that, because then that might have come up in one of your many rumor mills over the many years of like a clan that's potentially delicious. You've heard the name.
It's potentially delicious. Yeah.
You're just like, you've heard the name, and apparently they're like extremely weird kindred.
So apparently they're super rare because their blood does really cool things. It heals people, not just physical, but mental. Does some really wild stuff. She was tailed by Rose, that La Sombra.
Saito's old
real
friend.
snarky bitch.
Yeah, that slimy bitch.
Yeah. And then
she's the one that set you up in the bar, right? And like
that fucking bitch. I remember everything she did. Yeah. Yes.
Let me make it a little more spicy for you. She put some of her La Sombra hoodoo on Grant, and Grant's supposed to die in 24 hours.
What the fuck? I swear to God.
Dakota had concocted this plan to take Grant out. She dressed up as the salubri woman. I took the salubri into the Labyrinth to try to make it over to the Witch of the Yards. I don't know what's going on there because I couldn't get out. It wouldn't fucking let me out. It took me to a door. It brought me to this door. This one.
As he reaches in? He actually will take unfolded, and without difficulty, without pain, and without weight, he's able to just pick the fucking key up.
How are you able to hold that?
He was able to. It's for Ollie. Just a reminder. It's definitely way heavier than a normal key is. Like you can feel it, but you can pick it up. Its weight doesn't make sense for its size. This is the one that caused you aggravated damage, and you try to pick it up.
How are you able to hold that thing? Me and Nelson tried picking it up, and we both.
I don't know. Maybe it's a Nos thing. Maybe you guys are just a bunch of weak bitches. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I've look. I don't know. I pick it up. It's heavy, right? Like it's heavier than a normal key.
Yeah, and it hurts.
No, it's not hurting me. How does it hurt? Did you like stab yourself with it?
No. Okay, whatever. So this key is.
Yeah, I got brought to a door made of the same material. Okay. And every time I tried to run away from it, it didn't matter. As soon as I turned back around, it would be less than a minute. I'd be right back at that same door. I tried talking to it. I talked to a hallway. I feel insane. I talked to a hallway.
Are you going to try to go back?
I don't have a choice. It took her.
Okay.
She had the idea of us putting a little distance. She was humming. I could see her. And the moment that she fell out of my vision, I tried to go back to her and she was gone. She was gone. The door was gone.
Okay. Well, if it takes you back there, I mean, I don't even know what this.
It's alive. That place is alive. Snitch has made it abundantly clear at this point that he's been trying to tame it like it's a beast. It's not the case. I think it was made by his sire. I heard about it. I heard some shit. I don't remember the name, but he was super skilled, way brilliant kind of guy, but he was also fucking around like you do with Tremere and shit. And it's made this place something more. Ava, it's alive. It chooses who comes and goes. And the fact that we've been able to move down there so simply, we're a guest in its house.
Well, it clearly has interest in somebody, you. So.
You serious? You can't touch this.
You try?
Give it to me. Yeah, I'll try.
You hold your hand out or you go to... Okay, yeah.
Just tap it.
Yeah.
As soon as you touch it, take one aggravated damage. As the tip of your finger is looks rotted out because you burn, but it turns to ash.
It wants you, Ollie. It doesn't want me. It doesn't want any of us.
What the fuck? You weren't fucking around. Why?
I don't know.
Did Dakota try this?
No, but just I tried it and Nelson tried it, and both of us couldn't pick it up.
Dakota was like, "Fuck no."
I'm telling you, it's calling you. I don't know what the fuck that means, but you.
I gotta go back. I can't leave it down there.
Okay, fine. You go back. I will look for Dakota.
Look for Dakota. She was supposed to go to the witch.
Oh shit. Oh, God. Okay.
You can't miss her. All right. She still looks like Dakota, but she cut all of her dreads off.
She cut her dreads off?
She cut them all off.
Oh my God. Okay. This is a disaster. Okay, I'm gonna go find her.
So the two of you split. He goes back in.
You gotta when you get there, kill her. Not to kill Rose because
she's dead.
I think that's the only way that Grant's gonna survive this.
Or I could turn him. Just saying.
Man, look, we're already doing all kinds. We still got to get permission for that shit. Oh, also,
I think we can take the fall.
Rudy is always here. He's always listening.
Well, hi, Rudy.
He probably heard you.
That's Rudy the sassiest thing Ava has said all day.
Hi, Rudy.
Hello, Rudy.
He said that she's commanding the Lasombra, and that he's there's a very good chance that he's working with her.
They all are. They have to be. Celia too. There's Okay. All right. Well, I am too. So I guess there's that. I say kind of.
Do you
No,
need
I don't say-
anything? Do you?
No, I can handle it. I'll find her. Dakota.
All right. All right. I'm sorry. I want to go, but I can't in good conscience leave her down
No.
there.
Just be careful. You still don't know what that.
I'm sorry. Fucking completely. They're taking salubri. They're taking salubri because it can heal people, and they're trying. The La Sombra are. They're taking the salubri so that they can heal Sybil.
Okay, well, she needs to stay away from me then.
And if it's not Sybil, then it's fucking Vitel, because that guy is weird.
Yeah. Okay, well, we have a very if you find this salubri, we need to do something about it, because that's like the hottest item in Chicago right now, if that's the case.
Yeah, that became clear. Well, yeah, did you? Oh, yeah, no, because they got attacked by a lupine. Never mind.
I need to figure out what this is about, though, and why I'm the only one that can touch this. And at some point, I'd really love to see if Dakota can touch this, or what's that about at all.
I think it's just you, Ollie. Just be careful, okay?
I've shown nothing but respect for it. I'm a guest in its house, but it's got to give some details, man. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
And you split?
Yeah.
And as Ava walks away and Ollie out of sight into the labyrinth, then we cut. Surrounded by us are tall stacks of crunched cars and garbage as you step into the domain of the Witch of the Yards. By your side, Grant, who still feels great, by the way. He's feeling pretty good.
It's good to know.
And an unconscious, though, you dumped the girl in the van, correct?
Yeah, how far off is the van? Because I don't need us to be like attacked again.
He's like a block out.
Okay. Yeah, then it's worth grabbing the van and pulling it closer and like locking the van down and putting her body on the inside.
Perfect. No problem. So we'll say you do that. And you make your way into the Witch of the Yards and domain, and you walk for a little bit, maybe a minute or two, as left and right all seem to lead to an exit. Every time you think you're making your way deeper, you find yourself on the way out. But it's on the third or fourth attempt, you hear the jangling of tin cans from around a corner as the crinkling of plastic then meets your ears. As from around that corner, an old haggard woman with long white and gray hair with cans of beans and soup, all empty, dangling from strings of her duct taped and trash dress that she wears. And it just kind of shouts out at you with a toothless sneer. What do you want? Get out of here. You don't belong here.
I kind of hold a hand up for Grant to like, I made him leave the shotgun, even if he didn't want to. And I kind of tell him to stop. And I take a couple steps and I said, I know I'm not supposed to be here, but I'm here on behalf of Oliver Hopkins. Please, he needs the Witch of the Yard's help, and he can't be here.
Which one of you stinks?
That's me. It might be him. I don't know.
She walks up and she's smelling the air just obnoxiously. One actual time she accidentally like sucks in a loogie and she coughs for a minute.
God.
And then she gets super close and walks past you into Grant. Him. All right, he can come. You can't.
What do you mean he can come? I need to tell you what's going on. Don't you want to know what's going on?
No, she knows. She can smell it. I can smell it.
I can't leave him.
He's got lingering death. Oh, God.
Yeah, I know that's what we're here. Okay, that is what we're trying to fix. Can she help him? I'll give her anything she wants.
She'll reach out to Ollie later tonight.
I turn around and look at Grant. Like, how's he feeling about it?
He looks and he, like, at this point, he looks just like shrugs.
Okay, I walk up to him the way a mom might walk up to a toddler going to like kindergarten for the first time, to like adjust his clothes. And I'm like, and I kind of grab him by the scruff a little roughly and I pull him close. I'm like, listen to me.
Yeah.
This is one of Ollie's most important contacts. She has helped us out many, many times. Whatever she tells you to do, there is no sass, okay? Or you will fuck around and find out.
Jeez, Red, you don't gotta threaten me. I know this is important.
No,
I'm gonna die or something.
I don't.
Jesus.
That is maybe not even the most important thing about what I'm saying. Just
That's the most important thing for me.
promise me.
I swear.
Okay, I'm going to take the van. Can you get back?
Oh, yeah, if I need to walk, I can walk.
Okay. If not, I'll come back for you. I just, we've got to split.
No, he shrugs. I'll be fine. And I'm still, a ghoul, so I'll be
Oh,
fine.
Ollie's going to hate this. I'm going to be in so much trouble. Oh my God, I'm going to be in so much trouble. Okay. Just don't do anything or say anything stupid.
Listen to me. What am I gonna do?
Grant, you're Grant. There's all kinds of shit you can do. Just
Okay. I won't do anything other than what she tells me to do.
okay. Also, I should say thank you. Oh, that's hard. Thank you for shooting the man.
He grins. Can you say it again?
No, but I will say you did a good job. Thank you.
Yeah, you're not so bad yourself. He pats you on the shoulder.
I look myself up and down. I'm furry. I have
yeah.
claws. I'm like, oh, I'm glad that I could, win your approval this evening.
Thank God you're way out in the fucking
In the middle of nowhere. So yeah, and the moment I get back to the van, I'll throw my hoodie and stuff on.
As you get up and are getting ready to say goodbye, or getting ready to hand him over, you turn around and standing just behind that woman is a young, totally nude woman with the long hair that covers her breasts artfully, and yet the haggardness of it still sticks out, and you just hear out of Grant's mouth, "Oh shit, she's naked."
Grant, I swear to God, if you come on to her, I will personally flay you alive and serve you to our customers as steak. Do you understand me?
I can't. I'm trying. It's like a freaking gravity well in space. My eyes can't help but look down.
Put your hands in your pocket. Tighten your belt buckle.
I'm not gonna touch her. What do you think? I'm a fucking sex predator? I ain't gonna touch her. I'm trying not to look.
She's the predator, Grant.
Oh, right.
Okay, let's just perspective check. She is the predator.
Oh, I'm down.
Okay. Oh, God. I turn and I look at her and I say, thank you for seeing him. And
She cocks her head to the side and just extends her hand to take his.
I apologize in advance.
He walks by you. Before you even say, he walks right by you saying, I apologize. And he takes her hand. And as he does, he walks next to her and she just wordlessly turns and guides him around the corner.
Oh, God.
And as he turns, you just hear Grant go, oh, damn.
Oh, God. And I let out a big sigh, even though I don't have to. And oh, please don't fuck this up, Grant. And I go back to the van to make sure the body's still there. And
still there and in torpor?
Awesome. I will drive it straight to the... incorrect. I will drive it about about a block from the docks.
Okay.
And then I'll try in the middle of the night to maybe carry it the rest of the way. I know the docks better than anybody. Just try to not be seen, basically. And get her to the boat.
Yeah. You can do so very easily. Feel free to make me a dexterity stealth roll.
Oh.
Ava, when you arrive to the yards, there's nobody there. It's there's no evidence of a fight because, Ash blew away and those that survived got away. There's no, if you do, you're welcome to make me a wits investigation check. 4 is perfect. You do not get seen taking her to the boat. Cool. There are tire marks on the ground, but they could belong to any car, and you don't know if they were coming or going, and none helps you. Oh, yeah. What's up? You're muted, so.
Oh, oopsie.
That's why I was like,
oops. I do have auspexy things.
Yeah, you absolutely do.
yeah.
I mean, you could
Spirit's
technically.
touch. I think I could try if I find something that can tell me.
I mean,
more investigative.
yeah, you're looking at. I'm trying to think here. There's shreds of actually. Make me another wits investigation check.
Okay.
You may arouse and add 2 if you want.
Yeah. Okay, great. So wits investigation. Add 2.
I love that Ava had a weird Tinder date, and now she's walking around a parking lot trying to figure out what.
No, that's what she's literally walking around the parking lot, kind of moving rocks with their high heels. Eventually, though, you come across what I imagine is probably a piece of ripped clothing where it was probably around bit of Ava that got torn in her transformation. Maybe gloves. Do you wear gloves? Was Dakota wearing gloves at all? What piece of clothing might have come off?
I was about to say, what would I have ripped off? I ripped off the face bandage, so you see the bandages that
you
had the blood.
The bandage.
Yeah, the bandages and like an old T-shirt. Like it technically doesn't look like Dakota's clothing.
Yeah, but the bandage with the blood would have been the thing that sticks out, especially just rolling a 2 successes. That's the most obvious thing. So you see that. And you could go over to it and use, what are you looking for? To force a vision or have a vision?
Yeah, a spirit's touch. I think I can detect insight where they.
Yeah, just what do you got to roll? Let's take a look here.
Intelligence aspects.
Is it a rouse check as well?
Yes, it is. Oh, okay. I'm at hunger 3. All right. Intelligence aspects. I'm gonna just roll the dice pool because I still have not figured out these character sheets.
Usually with your discipline, you got to do it manually.
Yeah, so 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 3 in aspects, 3 in intelligence.
And your rouse. Don't forget your 2 plus the rouse, so 8.
8. How do I do this in Roll20? Is it slash roll?
It's 8? Yeah, it's slash roll space. Yeah, 8d20. Yeah, there you go.
That's
1, 2, 3, 4. You could what's your willpower at?
I have 3 willpower.
You could use 1 and re-roll 3 of the failures if you wanted.
Sure.
4 is still good. 4 is still it beats the base difficulty of 3. You just know that mechanically if you hit 6, you get more than that.
Okay. 1,
2, 3, 4. You get 5. So while you didn't reach 6, you did still get 5, and that's a strong roll. You would feel I imagine for Dakota, the obvious fury that comes along with giving way and riding the wave, but also maybe a bit of glee in the ability to finally fight, if not yours, your beast's.
Yeah, for sure.
That sits kind of mixed with it. Flashes of a certain struggle, but the details are so hard to see, like watching you'll see like ink and water as it kind of blurs around, able to see little shapes here and there before they swirl and vanish before you. You can't get the details, but this was Dakota's. You would know that, and that those 2 emotions were kind of stuck with it. So there was a fight. There was a fight here.
Okay. Damn. All right.
Where would you go at this point? Because which of the yards is you've all been there, so you know how that operates. Or did you go? Yeah. You can go back to the bar and wait for Ollie, hopefully.
Am I able to continue? Am I able to find a way to get to the Witch of the Yards from?
You can walk in. Essentially, what ends up happening is you're ignored forever and you never find her, or somebody comes to greet you and demands something, or tells you to get out.
Yeah.
This time, they didn't demand anything. They just took Grant, but.
Am I able to wait around and just?
Yeah, you can wait around if you wanted to wait outside this place.
I'm gonna take some time and try to at least just wait and see.
Sure. You pick a place that's relatively inconspicuous, and keep an eye out. Absolutely. Okay. Then while you do that, we cut back to Ollie, as Ollie's already climbed his way back into the labyrinth, and the brick walls are the first thing that you meet. And as you begin to walk and turn around, you notice your entrance is gone again. And you can hear her distantly humming, while also mixed with stifled sniffs and potential crying. You walk, and there she is, right where she was left, up against the door, humming Mary Had a Little Lamb as best she can. And when she notices you, she jumps first, just out of fear. And then she gets up and she kind of runs excitedly at you for a few steps, but stops herself. Oh God, I'm so happy to see you. Oh my God, what happened? What happened?
Did she crying?
You do see a little blood streak down the side of one of her eyes. Not like this one. She wasn't sobbing, little tears.
I'll say I'm sorry. And
you didn't do anything. What happened?
I'll pat her on the back. It's like, it's all right. It's all right.
And she kind of brings her arms to herself and nods as you kind of pat her on the back. What happened? Did it bring you somewhere else?
I just kept backing up, and when I couldn't see you, I took another step back, and then I couldn't hear you. And when I started to run in your direction, I felt cement, I felt the wall that I walked out of.
So you were right then. It wanted me?
It wanted you here. I don't know why.
Oh, I shouldn't have come with you. I shouldn't have come this way.
I'm here though. I'm here. And look. I show her the key. I came back. I wasn't gonna leave you behind. I'm not gonna leave you hanging. That ain't my style. I'm not gonna do that.
Oh, she just nods. Okay. You think this is the door out? Then
I don't know.
all right. And as you say that, she steps behind you.
Can I?
Let's meet you first. Can you? What?
My friend, Ava. You didn't get to meet her. I just found out that she can't touch this. It hurts her. It hurt her hand.
The more you talk about this, the more it sounds like weird Tremere magic.
I know, right? I know. Can you touch it? You see it, right? You see it just fine.
You hold it out. I see a really boring looking key. Yeah.
Can you just tap it?
Sure. And she reaches over, and as she does so, she rips her hand back. And you see a wound.
What the fuck is going on? Oh my God. I'm sorry. And he turns around and he flinches the key into the lock.
And you slide the key into the lock, and as you even go to turn it, the force of it turning itself matches your very own strength. You hear what sounds like a huge deadbolt just chunk on the other side.
I reach back with the other hand out for her.
She's there. She grabs your hand.
Sure. And with the force of the key, I don't want to let go of the key. I'm going to push that door open.
And it gives way with relative ease. It peers and creaks just a little bit as it slides open, giving you a slight vision of a very dark room. Can I get a wits awareness, Ollie?
Yeah.
Because you're not walking in, you're looking in, right? From the outside?
2 successes, yeah.
It's do you want to stick with that?
Yeah, I'll stick with that.
It's too dark to really see details. You see, the walls certainly aren't made. It doesn't look like smooth walls. You'll say that much. The walls look warped, maybe. It's hard to say. It's dark.
Well, we're here now.
I have a cell phone. It has a flashlight.
Go ahead. Hit it with the other hand. I don't really want to let you go here, Val.
I have to hang on a second. You just hold my phone. Because she needs to touch screen it, and you don't want to let go of her hand.
Yeah.
And she takes a moment, and in that moment, you feel her hand get warmer and her body almost come back, because you can't use the touch screen without warm hands. And so she reaches forward and slides it up and puts in her password, and very quickly you hear her swipe to an app, and then a bright light kind of beams it right behind you over your shoulder and onto the wall behind you, the brick wall. And she do you want her to take the phone, or do you want to just hold on to it?
I'm gonna have her. I'm just gonna say, hold it over my shoulder. I don't want to let go of you, and I don't want to let go of this key.
You got it. And she does. And do you want to stand on the outside while the flashlight goes in and get a look from the outside in?
Yeah.
So she turns the flashlight, and a bright white light beams in toward the door. And what you see is different than you've seen in the entirety of the labyrinth you've been able to experience, at least thus far. It is not concrete walls or concrete brick floor, no stone anywhere to be seen, because the floor and the walls themselves are made of large, twisted, thorned tree trunks. They wind around each other, causing knots and patterns that don't follow any logic. They twist upward onto the ceiling and around the open space that is the door. But in the center sits something that's hard to notice what it is at first. It rises from the very roots and branches on the ground, part of whatever this is. But it looks like a big, almost hollow, like amalgamation where there is it just looks like the roots are all coming up and twisting into one another and then up into the ceiling attached on both ends. Not like a pod. A pod is a wrong term. It's just like it looks like a knot of branches that might have some space in it that you could climb through, but it just sits connected to the floor and the ceiling, sat in the center.
Stay real close.
Are we going in there?
I don't think we got a choice.
You feel her like just her hand tighten.
I'm going to remove the key from the door.
As you go to look, the key is gone.
Key's gone. Of course it is.
But the door is actually flush metal. There's not even a keyhole.
Then I take a step inside.
You do, and your foot meets wood, as does yours and then hers. And you both step inside. And you can hear then the crunching and twisting and stretching of sounds like bark and vines as the hole behind you is entirely devoured. The only light now comes from the flashlight.
All right, pal. We're here. I
Wits
told you I'd be
awareness.
back.
Wits awareness.
Yeah. Three successes.
With 3 successes, as you're speaking and standing, while you are standing on solid ground, stable isn't a word that you would use. Not that it's giving way, but it's moving very subtly. And if you had to hazard a guess, maybe throbbing in a pattern. You can almost time it as you listen.
Like a
When you
heartbeat.
say, not quite like that, but because it's more like you can hear creaking and cracking in a rhythm as it meets it. But that's not something Ollie. That is something definitely I can see Ollie believing, and I'm not even saying you're wrong. I'm just there's no way for Ollie to confirm or deny that in the current moment. But beyond that, you actually hear something ever a little more. Being able to hit 3 successes. That knot. There's a noise, and it's timed with the throbbing or the pattern, the beating. And as you walk closer to it, you can hear a rhythmic, muted drip, drip, drip.
Well, I start making my way to that.
It's the knot itself, again, it's maybe like 5 feet high, 5 feet wide. A ball is the best you can tell. But as you walk up to it, it's in there. It's coming from in there.
So it's a gnarled knot of like wood and timber.
Mm-hmm. How close do you want to get to it?
10 feet. No, nothing's changing?
No, you can still, no, it doesn't feel like anything's reacting to you. But
okay,
as you look around, there is no exit either.
Sure. Oh man. Ollie's never been a coward. He may be unsure about a lot of things, but Ollie's never been a coward. So he's just gonna, it's like bite the lip and walk up to it and put his hand on this knot.
Do you take her with you or no?
Yeah. He doesn't want to walk
up. Yeah, that's. I just want to carry that you're still touching. As you walk up to it, when you get about a foot away, reaching forward to touch it, it's then that they very slowly, before you even touch it, watch them writhe and move, initially into one another, and it becomes more snake-like than plant-like. But eventually, as you get closer and close that last bit of a gap, it finishes unraveling. In the center of this uneven-looking hole, you can see a drip of water trickling down from a thorn on the top of this hollowed zone, dropping into a very small puddle at the bottom.
Because of a thorn.
Well, yeah, you see a thorn, like you would in like after a rain, you would see like dripping off of that. That's what you're seeing. and it's dripping down into like a small crevice that the wood has kind of created, and that's kind of accumulated like an inch of water.
Where's the thorn coming from?
One of the branches. It's just like part of one of the branches.
Where's the water coming from?
That you don't know. It's not obvious.
Am I hearing that drip?
Yeah, you hear it and you see it.
I follow where the drip is coming from.
It's right in front of you. It's in the hollowed out knot directly in front of you. Again, the knot itself is like 5 feet tall, 5 feet wide, and it's untangled itself to reveal this drip.
So, okay, question. Mm-hmm. Given what I'm already assuming this place is, that it's some sort of living construct,
mm-hmm.
knowing that this thing is pulsing, that it's got some sort of like rhythmic vibration even, and that water is pouring through. This isn't our first run-in with dripping water.
With dripping water. Madison.
Yeah. Would I see these gnarled roots and almost see this sort of like something is punching through? We've had this idea for a while now that something is like punching through, and it's like these roots are like a coagulant of sorts. It's trying to either stop it.
Because of your deep relationship with Matthew and everything you've learned, and the way those you've killed with your very own hands crumbled to twigs and branches. Yeah, that's not something that's out of the question for Ollie to kind of put together.
Okay.
If you reach out and touch the water, it just feels like cold water. You cannot stop the drip, no matter how hard you try. In case that's something Ollie would do.
I think this is what needs healed. This is coming through here. That's not supposed to be a part of it.
What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do about this?
I don't know.
I don't garden.
Look, Val, the way that I'm looking at this right now, we don't have a whole lot of options.
I mean, I'll help. I'm not saying I'm not going to help. I want out too. I'm not arguing with you. I just don't know what you want me to do. You want me to bleed myself onto these things?
It's either that or I can try to destroy it. But I think if what you say is true about your blood, then maybe it'll work. And if it doesn't, then I'll go fucking hog wild and I'll blow this place up. I'll destroy it. I'll give everything that I got.
I think it's pretty obvious that you can't do that. You couldn't even stop yourself from losing sight of me. I'm willing to help. I will. I'll bleed on. I don't want you to try. I don't want you to die. I don't want you to die. Just please promise me you're not going to do something stupid and get yourself killed. I've only met them briefly, but one of them is risking their lives for me. Pretending to be me.
No matter how you shake it, we're all kind of risking our lives here for you.
Yeah, so let's not. Okay, that's all I'm asking. Don't.
That's
if it works,
really.
It works. If it doesn't, then we figure out another way.
Sure. But that's my call to make.
What do you want me to do? Tell me. You want me to bleed into this? Like, you want me to, like, do you have a knife? You want me to, like, use one of the thorns?
I don't know what that means or what that's going to do.
I don't either.
But Mathis, there's an obvious, like, thorn.
Oh, yeah. The thorn that it's dripping from is larger than the rest, for sure.
I'd be willing to wager that you could probably prick your finger there, or your hand, or wrist, or whatever.
Okay, I'll try.
Is there anything you want me to do? You want me to back up? I'll hold on if you want me to.
Are you hungry?
No, not that hungry. Come on, hey.
No, it's not okay. You don't understand. It's not, you claim to understand that there's lots we don't understand.
Yeah.
Just understand my blood is not like yours or any of your.
All right, then I won't watch. But I don't want to let you go.
As long as you're hungry. All I'm asking.
No, I'm not hungry.
Okay. I'm going in. She takes a half a step up to reach it because it's like, I don't know, maybe like 6 inches off the ground. And as she reaches up and steps inside,
like an arm around her at something, just
like a steadying kind of thing almost.
Yeah.
Like yeah. You do so you stay close, but not like holding on.
Yeah.
And she reaches up, and just like you said, it does successfully prick her. And she retracts. She goes, oh, you were right. All right, I guess. And she like holds her finger out to drop it. Wits awareness for you.
Getting a lot of that roll.
Yeah.
2 successes.
You don't notice it immediately, as she doesn't either. But it's when she like reaches down and before the blood even drips out of her fingers, she squeezes and the thick vitae pools up in a small droplet. She goes to move and she goes, what the hell? And she looks down and you realize both of her feet have been snared by branches and twigs. And before she can even say anything, you watch as one of them, with a point, digs its way into the back of her calf, burying itself as it climbs into her skin.
Can I stop it? Can I try?
Yeah, you're welcome to try. What are you going to do?
Potence?
Yeah, but what are you going to do? Like rip at it?
Yeah.
Like, what's the plan? Okay, like reach down and like rip it loose.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
It's a pretty big pool. Add 5 successes on top of it.
Yeah, you're going to have a lot. With very little effort, you're able to reach down and rip at the root. But as you pull it to remove it, you see the thorns, almost in a reverse fashion, barbed, hook into her skin. And so when you pull, they pierce on the outside and tear flesh. She screams immediately as it happens. But as you look up, you realize on her back, from behind her, it's clawed its way in through her shirt. And she's stiffening as through her veins, she becomes almost infested. It comes out of her fingertips, thorns out pieces of her skin. And when she goes to speak, what little she could get out is filled, as you can see, roots flowing forth out of her mouth. However, she is not dust, which means she's at least alive. Held. The roots begin to close you in with her.
I'm going to hold on.
They quickly begin to close. And when you realize it's not going to stop, what do? Do you let it close?
I said I was going to let her go. I'm going to let it close on me.
As you do so, everything goes pitch black. You're entirely closed in. And it's not long before you now feel vines wrap around your legs, holding you in place, climbing up your body. But unlike her, they don't pierce your skin. They simply wrap around you like a coiled snake up to your chin before you're yanked underground. It's fast. You're not in torpor. You simply cannot move. And the rushing winds are the only thing you can make out in this pitch black this pitch black that you're moving through. When you finally come to, you're near a bench in a park, leaned up against a tree. Your first thought is to her. Your second is, why did it perhaps throw you out? But the last thing that you think about is the last thing you swear you heard before you lost consciousness or entered a weird torpor. You swear you might have heard Matthew's voice. But the words were muted. Impossible to know. But you know his laugh well. And it wasn't, to clarify, an evil laugh. It's almost like a laugh that was coming from a memory, but physically there. And that's when you lost consciousness or entered torpor. Perhaps a vine climbed its way into your ribs, or you don't know. But you know she's alive.
Where am I?
You're in a nearby park in Madison. You recognize it. You killed Kara here.
I see the tree line.
And
Does
where
it look like it's
Matthew was
close? Does it look like it's close to daylight?
You look down, it's hard to tell, like you don't have a watch rather, but you look up and it's close. If you're wondering if you can get back to Chicago, you could actually. It is not that close. You could hop a cab and ride back, even if it's a bit of a ride. Again, time doesn't work the same down there.
If I heard Matthew's laugh, that
I
one
assume-
stray memory from us playing Mario Kart,
Mhm.
then I've got to hold on to something, and I'm gonna go to his house.
It is as it's always been, for sale, empty, with nobody around. This is the place you handed over Rowan.
As always, I flag up, and then I go into the house. I put the flag up on the mailbox, and I go into the house.
He never arrives. You are left sitting there waiting for some time. And when you maybe even go out to look, you see the mail flag is down. There isn't a soul around, no matter how hard you look. The question is Ollie spending the night in Madison?
I have to.
Okay. The next night,
if I can't find a place, then I'll dig.
No, you can. I mean, you've spent a night at I think even Matthew's house before. There's like you can sunproof a room pretty easily. Okay. We'll even say you might even have a sunproof sleeping bag stored there somewhere for having been there for as long as you were, and you spend the night. The question I have for the three of you is, would you like to meet back up, or do you want me to end it here? I could go either way because the conversation, I want it to be fresh while the emotions are still raw.
I think the real question is, does Ollie come back the next night? Because like Dakota's
I
gonna
assume the next night
do what she does with the body, and then would well, she can't just go walk in the streets, so she's gonna stay at the boat, and then she would try to make her way via the path in the labyrinth she knows back to the bar, so she's unseen the next night. But the question is, if Ollie's not gonna return, it may not be worth us meeting back up yet. You know what I mean?
If Ollie, after the next night, if he's still not shown up by the time that he's come back from sleep, then he's gonna go back.
Okay, so let's then, because I just want to make
skip to the next night.
Still raw, we'll get to the next night. Make your rouse checks, everybody.
Holy shit!
Our scene will fade in as whoever the last person to arrives at the basement.
Question: I fed how many points of blood or hunger from the La Sombra, and does that have
4.
any effect on me?
Oh yeah, I mean you are technically will be able to access Oblivion power.
I don't want any of that. Dakota doesn't want any of that. Never mind. I wanted to make sure there was nothing extra.
Not right now. No. So who would be I would imagine because he had to get a ride back. Ollie would be the last one to arrive. But let's just while Dakota and Ava may have
promise that I'd pick up Grant. I probably swing by.
Grant's at the bar. He got left there last night. He got dropped off there. He said he was going to be giving it back to Ollie that night.
Okay. Then Dakota will go to the bar, and I come in the back door, like the labyrinth entrance or whatever, so I'm kind of unseen, and my hoodie's up, my hands are in my pockets. I'm trying to hide my furry features.
Yeah, absolutely. So you arrive, Ava would arrive, Grant would be there. But I don't want to have no major conversation until finally Ollie arrives. And Ollie would arrive maybe a couple hours after all of you coming in through the back door. And Grant looks around. Well, I ain't dead yet. So that's a start.
Did she fix you?
I'm gonna be honest. I have no fucking idea. Women are complicated. Let me just tell you. She is hard to get. She speaks in riddles, and it's just I don't know. I didn't know what she was trying to say. She said I was like a leaf, which I was like, I do love that show. I'm like a leaf on the wind. I don't want to spoil the end of the movie, but I don't. And that's when Ollie walks into him babbling about his time with the Witch of the Yards.
Ollie's probably covered in like offal and dirt.
Yep, you look grimy. Your clothes look grimy specifically. Dakota's dreads would be back, completely normal.
Yeah, my dreads are back, but I'm furry.
Yeah,
wow, we look fantastic.
Yeah, you got a furred out Dakota, a
Full of-
grunged out
Too.
Ollie, and
Yeah.
Ava, who is just an emotional mess at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, Ava, yeah, she would have been given back because you waited outside there. Grant would have walked out by himself to you. And
Oh,
he would have
okay.
brought him
I
back.
took him back.
That's what it would have been. Sorry, I forgot. For a minute, I forgot. Yeah, you
Yeah.
were waiting for him. He would have wandered out, and he would have babbled to you the whole way. Like, I don't know what happened. She touched me, and
yeah.
she was just like, I thought she was flirting me at one point, and then I
told you
remember
that
like
she's not.
Dakota said she's not flirting. I was like, I'm not gonna do it, but then. Oh man.
No, I don't.
yeah.
Please don't. No details. I'm just
Yeah.
glad.
That's when Ollie walks in. Everybody looks kind of grimy.
Ollie,
Thank God you're here, boss.
did you dig a hole
I didn't really have a choice.
for digging
you
a
did.
hole?
Oh, what that means. I should probably go do work. But if I'm not dead in 3 hours, then thank you. And he walks away.
You made it out of the labyrinth.
No. Labyrinth threw me out. In Madison.
Madison?
Where's Val?
It kept her.
It kept her
Yeah.
like a bauble on a shelf.
The quick and dirty is we walked down there. We found a door. The door looked strangely like that key. The key that hurts Ava and apparently Nelson. So after some trial and error, I made my way back here without her because it didn't let me stay with her. I wanted to keep her there.
Why would it want to keep her?
I think it has something to do with her blood. So I got the key. I went back down there, and within minutes, what took me an hour previously to get to, I was back at the door. I heard her humming. She was crying. I shoved the key in the door. It opened. She flipped on a light from a phone. And there were roots. Trees. Dark trees. And there was a drip. 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 Like we heard so long ago back in that fucking cabin. The door closes. There's nothing. There's no keyhole, no door, no nothing. All that's there is this gnarled mass of roots and this water dripping into a puddle in the labyrinth. We couldn't leave. We couldn't do anything. I was just reading the room. It wanted her. There was a single thorn from the ceiling where the water was coming from. She pricked her thumb on it. And the roots came alive. It grabbed her. It held on to her. Her veins started dancing with tree roots. She tried to scream, and roots came from her mouth. But she didn't dust. I don't think she's dead. But the trees, the roots, they started wrapping up around her, and I wasn't going to let her go down like that, so I held on, and it wrapped me up like a rope around my whole body, and I blacked out. I must have put me in torpor or something. But when I came to, I was in Madison. I wasn't just in Madison. I was in the woods in Madison on a park bench. No more than like 40 feet from where I killed that woman, Kara. Remember I said I hit her and she turned into sticks. That very same place.
I hate Madison.
For some reason I heard Matthew. I heard him. I heard his laugh. So I went to his house, and we have a ritual. Every time I get to his house, I put the flag up on his mailbox and I go inside. And I waited and waited and waited. And no, he never showed up. But when I walked outside, the flag was gone. It was down. And it was at that point, it was just too late. I had to camp there.
I don't.
She's still alive. The labyrinth has her.
There's nothing we can do
Yeah,
about that.
wait. We can't be like,
If she-
sorry, finders
if it-
keepers.
If it wanted her, then we brought her right to it, I guess.
The key hurt her too.
It clearly.
It's chosen you, Ollie.
Yeah. It wanted you to do this. It wanted you down there. It wanted you to bring her there. It was all part of whatever this thing is that you say is alive. It was part of the plan.
Well, it's part of the plan now.
Where's Rose?
Where is she, Dakota?
Okay, about that. There was a tiff, a little
Yeah, I saw it. Well, I saw it.
fight.
I went to where you were. I saw you're looking very feral today.
Okay, well, thank you, I think. She did follow us there. Her and 2 goons. They attacked me because, I'm not an actor by trade, so she didn't believe our ruse. And we got into a little fight. It seems that she was willing to take me in place of not having Val. Well, that's what they wanted anyways. They used some of that stupid shadow magic and the black gooey shit, which was ridiculous. And, I punched a few things. I practiced my front kick for karate, and she disappeared into a shadow.
Of course she did.
But not before I snatched one of her goons and, added her to my aquarium known as the lake in Chicago.
So Rose is gone.
Yes, but I saw another La Sombra. I got his face. I know what he looks like.
This other goon that you took.
Yes.
Are they also as La Sombra?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, she was. Is
Is she
now.
alive? Did you kill her, or is
If
she
by alive,
torpor?
is she in torpor? Yes. I
Okay.
drained her down to nothing. And then tied a few cinder blocks to her body, wrapped her up, put chains on her, and dropped her in the lake. We can fish her out if you want, but I thought maybe
So
the
we know.
fish could nibble away at her for, a century or 2.
Did the witch say anything?
Nope. She, as most people, ignored me almost entirely and was fixated on Grant. Something about the rot, and he smelled bad, which is not really anything new. And,
I resent that.
yeah, I bet you
From
do.
around the corner, because you're not far from where he's flipping burgers. Meaning he's eavesdropping, clearly.
Okay, I should not
Listen,
say
you
that.
hear him come
since
around the corner and he's untying
Grant
the top of his
did
apron.
a good job.
I don't know what she was trying to tell me. She was like I was saying to these girls, man, she was talking in riddles. She said I looked like a leaf, which I couldn't tell if that was because,
Wait,
she's
stop
starting to
talking.
exercise.
Stop talking, Grant. Like the leaf you gave her, Ollie. The one touched by oblivion. Or the...
Oh, that's way less flattering than I thought it was.
Yeah, no.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So it's...
How the hell could you construe that a leaf was flattering?
Maybe I looked like a pretty, I
She's
don't...
naked, Ollie. All he could think about was the fact that she was
Why didn't you-
naked.
She's an old woman.
She's not old. She's young. What are you
Oh, I
talking
thought
about?
she was older.
No, the old
Well,
lady's
she's
the one-
she's
a witch.
older in kindred words, but in kindred terms.
I just assumed.
She said death can stop death, and I was like, well, that's nice because I don't want to die. And then she giggled at me because that's when I thought she was flirting with me, by the way. So I tried to make a joke, and then she just stared at me for a really long time.
You said death can stop death.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah, meaning we need to turn.
Sorry, what?
Nothing.
You
Nothing. Nothing. Nothing.
Am I picking up what you're putting
It's
down? Am I
nothing.
smelling what you're cooking?
Stop
know
speaking,
exactly.
Grant. One more time. So she didn't fix you?
We need to. You know what we need to do?
She's
No,
no.
we
I
don't
don't
know
know
that.
if she fixed me because she touched me a couple times, which was very nice, and she said things that I thought were nice could be interpreted as nice if you could interpret them in any logical way. I don't know what she said. I was too distracted.
Oh my
Ollie,
God,
she
you
said
can't-
she'd be reaching out to you.
Grant.
I tried to give her something. She didn't want it. All she wanted to do was take Grant. And now I don't know if she actually fixed him or not.
Well, based off of that information, Grant, you have just a couple of hours left to live.
No.
And the
No.
one person that could fix this is wandering around through the shadows. So our options are to find her and kill her, or we do the deed and you become one of us.
Oh, I don't like either of these options, honestly. Well, no, I like that other option a lot, honestly, but I feel like it's being done under pretenses that are not as exciting as they should be when the monumentous occasion eventually does come for me. I don't want to do it because I'm about to die.
Well, after you're dead, we can't bring you back, my guy.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
So we need to find Rose.
What if we go to the Witch of the Yards with Ollie? Maybe she can clear it all up.
We don't have a whole lot of time.
Well, she fixed me. Do you not think she fixed me?
We can't be certain, and we shouldn't.
Okay. All right. Here's what we're going to do. Ava, you and I are going looking for Rose. Ollie, take him back to the Witch of the Yard. Try to get some confirmation.
Yeah.
If we find Rose, maybe.
Well, you know where her club is.
Oh, do
you know
we
where
now?
she stays. She's on the rack.
I can't.
It's where she framed Ava for boons.
Ava, I can't show up looking like this to her fucking club. But you can.
Okay.
I can't go waltzing in the door like this.
Yeah.
So, I'll just hang out nearby in an alleyway or something, and I don't know. You can send up a flare if you need some help.
Wait a second. Is the rack?
It was near the rack. I think it was right next to the rack. Technically,
the rack exploded?
It was very close to the rack. No, part of the rack exploded, not the whole rack.
Oh, okay.
Just a part of the rack where a few of the more important people were dining at that time.
Okay. All right. Fine. I'll
come with you, and I'll be right there.
I was gonna say, because if I find her, it might not end well. And if she's weak from you fighting her,
she's not. But I'll tell you what, she takes a really funny tumble. I imagine she'll have more goons. The one that was there at the fight looks like, and I'll kind of describe him and give a description to Ava of what he looks like in case,
Okay.
He's another La Sombra.
Okay. All right.
And so you quickly split, knowing time is of the essence. Do you say anything to Grant on the way? He'll drive the van and drive there. Do you want to talk to him at all? Or you just want to we can just move to the scene where you're there?
I'm going to say something briefly.
He's driving.
Well, we got about 3 hours before the deed is done.
Listen, if I die, tell Ava I loved her. Listen, can you turn me after I die? I don't
know.
Okay.
No, and
this is ridiculous. You understand?
Okay.
None of this feels real,
Hold on.
Right? I feel like I'm in a dream.
Shut the fuck up for a second. Jesus Christ.
I don't do good with this.
You won't become a Nas. I'm a baby. You can't become a Nas.
Babyface Hopkins, I remember.
Yeah, a little different than that. If I were to turn you, you would become a thin blood.
Those were the things that Saito was messing with.
Yeah, like the kid Nelson that came in.
Oh yeah. I forgot that he was one of them.
He's a thin blood.
Is that a good thing?
Well, that means you won't be fucking hideous, but you also won't get all the cool abilities that I get. You get different stuff.
Listen,
honestly,
okay.
it might keep you alive. That's all I'm really saying is it might keep you alive.
He nods, and that's all that'll matter if I'm actually about to.
If she can't help, then I'll do it.
I never got to go to Florida.
It sucks. I've been there twice. It's hot. People suck. There's a lot of sand.
I wanted to go to the new Star Wars place.
There's a new Star. We can still make that happen. Why is that a problem?
If I die, Canada. I always wanted to go to Canada.
It's cold. There are bears, mooses, beavers. You can still go those places.
I feel like all of a sudden all my unrealized potential is flashing before me.
You know the great thing about being a kindred is that you have the rest of your unlife about going to those places. And hey, you know what it's like. The nightlife is always better anywhere.
That's true.
So don't freak out about it. You've been talking about this for months.
Yeah, no, I know, but I thought it would be almost like romantical or something, like have Ava, suck my neck a little bit. That would have been nice.
I promise it'll be
I think
romantic
about
if I
that
have to
a
do the
lot.
deed.
No, I don't want. No offense, boss, but your lips ain't as supple as hers.
In the moment, you love it. I promise.
I don't want to talk about that.
I don't even want to make it happen, but it's a thing that could happen. Either way, we got to get to the lady at the yards.
Yeah.
And if she can't help you, then your options are me.
Okay. Well,
I don't even know if Ava couldn't, she would turn you into a toreador. And I don't even know about Dakota. Dakota might be able to make you a thin blood, or you might be a gangrel. Man, I don't know.
It's all very weird and hierarchical, and it's bizarre.
Welcome to the Kindred lifestyle.
Anyway, hey, look, we're here. The car kind of cut on the outside, and we see it quickly come to a stop as its front lights go off. One of the front lights has been out for like 3 months at this point, and Grant has yet to get it replaced. The front door, driver's side creaks, and if it weren't for being a Kindred being in the passenger side door, it's a bit of a struggle to get it to open, but it's no problem for you. As you shut the door, standing at the entrance, almost expectantly, is a man in trash bags and cans. She's mad. You were supposed to see her last night.
You can talk to her.
I hope you brought her something nice. She's going to want something.
I got a story for her that she'll love.
Yeah, she might want that. And as he turns around, and then you almost notice, as though it was there, you just kind of forgot that warm orange glow that's coming from around a corner. And he leads you not far to where she sits on her usual stump by a heatless fire. You take your normal seat, and Grant looks to where you're sitting and almost goes to sit where you're sitting, and then realizes you're going there before he takes the other side of her. So, good to see you again. She just looks to you, Ollie, slowly from the fire.
I have no gifts, but I have a story. I couldn't be here. I wanted to, but I didn't have a choice.
Rude, Oliver Hopkins, rude.
Labyrinth, rude.
Go on. And like her mood changes instantly.
Do you know what a salubri is?
Oh, yes.
Salubri came to my bar. She was being chased by the Lasombra. She was practically dead. I had to, as a personal favor, I took it upon myself to try to move her. So I moved her through the labyrinth.
She is not by your side any longer. No good deed in all.
I wish her she was. She seemed like one of the good ones. But the labyrinth led me to a door. An iron door. Where I once picked up an iron key. Years ago. And I kept it in a box near my bed.
Like a fairy tale.
We couldn't escape. It would just lead us back to that door. Until finally, she had the idea of putting some distance between us. And it separated us completely. It led me right back to my entrance to the top world here. So I fetched the key that apparently hurts any other kindred. Anytime anyone would touch it, it would rot their skin and decay it as if they had died again. But not mine, and I don't know what that means.
Me either.
I went back to the labyrinth. I got to the door. The door slid open, the key disappeared. And it was trees. And a drip. A puddle. The puddle was forming in the midst of trees, and we'd heard this. The whole coterie had heard this years before, decade, 15 years, I don't even know how long. But that's when we saw it, that other side, where that leaf came from. And that woman from the other side. Anyway, the salubri touched her thumb to a thorn, and the trees came alive. And best I can say is it ate her, but it didn't kill her. She didn't dust. Her body took roots.
Version of Sleeping Beauty.
she took roots through her veins, and they sprung from her mouth. And when I tried to save her, they wrapped me up too, and they threw me out. They grabbed me. They didn't even put me here in Chicago. They moved me to Madison. I was in practically a whole different state.
This is all extremely interesting.
Please don't be mad at me.
You tell stories very well. I always enjoy when you swing by with the tale. And I was going to be mad at you for it, but now I understand it. Well, your friend. And she looks over to Grant, snapping her head to the other side. Death dances around him, but he hasn't joined him as a partner yet. Climbs through his veins like the leaf you showed me that time. It is all the same origin, I believe.
Can you tell how long?
No. He's okay for now, but only superficially. He suffers on the inside, but his soul is the one that feels it. Oh, well, I didn't fucking have a soul. I thought, oh, good thing. Hey, I learned something today, eh? And she ignores him. Comes back to you. All of this seems so separate and yet connected at the same time. Your story fascinates me. You remember the leaf you brought me? And,
yes.
And we looked upon it and gazed upon its veins. It's fascinating how death kept it alive, and at the same time it was dead already, much like your friend, I think. Or at least that is the direction he's going. But death traverses through life, through the wound in the world we spoke of, yes?
Yeah.
Something cannot die until it bleeds. It must bleed and die. The leaf lasted for a long time. A little death keeping it alive, but its death was slow. Whatever it is, it's wounded.
It's got her. And I think it's going to hold on to her for a long time until whatever sleeps beneath the city is gone.
Grant will live. But only because of the kindness that you have shown others. Death will still flow through him, but held by forces that don't wish to see him go yet, I guess. I don't know why. He is, and she looks back to him, seemingly useless.
He's got his moments.
That's rude as hell, first of all. You calling my boss rude, and now you tell me I'm useless. And as she looks back to him, it shuts him up immediately. But it can't last forever. All things will eventually meet death. It is the only inevitability. He is still dying. It has just been slowed. You may, Grant, find eating food difficult. His stomach has begun to rot away. You can tell by his breath.
Classic halitosis.
Everything will fail slowly. I cannot guarantee nor know what will fail when. But it will be. Unless you can find the one that did this and forcibly remove it, or forcibly remove her should do it. Death cannot be puppeted by no one with the strings.
What if I turned him?
That would also do it. choosing to dance with death, then walk away with it in the night.
Well, Grant, ain't got a whole lot of options, buddy.
How long do I have? She just turns. Longer than you were originally given. I don't know how much. Great. And I don't know what to ask. So you want to you want to go, boss, or she looks back to you.
Thank you for always making time for me.
You've given me many gifts. I have been around long enough to pick up a few things. I'm just glad I can potentially help keep your useless toy around for a little longer, if that's your inner desire. You have tended to mine. I will tend to yours.
I promise to bring more. And when I find my other friend, Matthew.
She claps.
Really
when you say
love
you're
you
going
to
to bring
meet
her
him.
more. Oh, you better go on. She's out there.
Yeah. All right, bud, let's go. Up two.
Oh, fuck. He stands up. And as you walk away, he kind of lingers for a minute. And you just hear out of the, just behind you. Hey, you want to go out sometime? And
Grant, come on, Grant.
He turns around, and as he turns around and he looks back, she's gone. God damn it. What, man? If I'm a man about to die and I don't know when it's going to happen, I'm just going to shoot my shot, okay?
Well, until that happens, let's go to a fucking gas station, get you some Altoids, because apparently you're going to start reeking.
Excellent. I can't wait. Okay. Can we just get the green kind?
Whatever, man. Whatever makes you happy.
Like the green rimmed kind.
Yeah, yes. You want like shiny tin? I don't care. It doesn't matter, buddy. You might be your last couple of days. We'll get you a gold box.
Okay. Well, as long as we just keep reminding me that I'm going to die, it'll be excellent. Thank you.
Hey, man, I'm just trying to pave the way for comfort. All right.
Excellent. Well, you get me back home, get me a few hookers, and get me some fucking weed, and I'll go out with a smile.
Noted. You're still driving us back home. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm feeling fine. All right. And as he jumps into the car, the camera kind of stops outside of it. We see the engine turn on and the single headlight as it turns and meets pavement and distances itself from the camera, growing smaller as we always do, fade to black. And we'll pick up next week with more SOS. Thanks for watching, everybody.
All right, we'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye, Anna.
We got to go do it.